Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John. That's my cohort and commentary, Ashton. And this is the week in review. Let's dive right into it, guys, because I got to tell you, on the whole, I was positive about this week, but the weakest show by far is SmackDown. So, what I would like to do ever since we've started making it more of a conversational format. I know we kind of broke that last week, but that was on me because I really didn't do my legwork in watching the shows this week. I did this week. I actually watched SmackDown today. I thought SmackDown was the weakest show. So I want to talk about that first so that we can just enjoy the good stuff for the rest of the show. And the most interesting thing on SmackDown, in my opinion, maybe Ashton has a differing opinion, most interesting segment on the show to me was the whole Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, like just that whole like Temu bloodline storyline with Jacob Fatu, who was over like fucking gangbusters. I thought it was a really well done segment. Jacob Fatu is a very convincing brawler. I like the intensity, that he's coming at Solo with. I continue to like Solo being more himself and not trying to be a menace because he is menacing in his own way, but not like outside the ring. Outside the ring, I think he's got the vibe perfectly. In fact, I gotta tell you, bro, why I rank this segment so highly. You know me. Like you obviously you know me better than our audience. Our audience also knows me pretty well. But what you know about me is just even like my weird quirks in like movies and shows and like the things that pop me. And one of the things that pops me, which doesn't happen anymore, but in like early to late '90s movies, when the villain gets caught and it's like, you can't do this to me. I'm so and so. I got that exact energy when the cops came out during the SmackDown segment after Pierce announced, which, by the way, where the fuck is Nick Aldis? When he announced that Jacob Fatu would be taking on Solo in a steel cage, but in the meantime, and then Pierce had summoned the police, and Solo was like, yeah, get him. And then they start wrestling Solo, and the look on Solo's face was like, wait, you can't do this to me. I'm Solo Sikoa. If he would have actually said that, this the funniest moment of the year for me, by far. No other contenders. Unfortunately, that did not happen, but it gave me that energy, so I smiled big watching this. He is such a goof, and I love it. And I've actually been enjoying this feud more than I thought I would. I'm looking forward to their cage match, man. I can't lie to you. I think it's going to be a solid undercard match for SummerSlam. How are you feeling about the storyline right now that Jacob's kind of being the chaser and certified babyface now?
Well, I do definitely agree with you that this was probably the most interesting, exciting thing that happened on SmackDown on what I would definitely consider to be a very weak SmackDown otherwise. But yeah, I also am looking forward to the cage match at SummerSlam. That should be really cool. Um, there was a brief interaction earlier on in the night where the cops wanted to question Jacob backstage, and Pierce brought them to him, and he was like, "Nah, man, I ain't going with y'all." And there was just this very like beautiful moment where Jacob was calling cops names and like insulting the cops, and the crowd popped for it. And I was like, "Oh man, if only we could harness that energy." It was really good. Anti-cop
Absolutely.
sentiment is more. Really, we just need to make it flourish because it is so good.
Dude, no, we're not a political podcast because I was going to make more of a
Yes, we
political part,
are.
I mean, we are, but this isn't the time for that. So yeah, Jacob Fatu and Solo, they continue to cook with this. And again, really, I want to give Solo his props too, because I think he's in the harder position, the more unenviable position. Just because I think with Jacob, like, not to say that Jacob doesn't work hard. In fact, he probably works very hard because he makes it look easy, just being as over as he is, as talented as he is. But I think Solo being the heel, it's like, how can I get people to hate me? These people really like him, so I need to be a good enough foil. And I think he's doing a decent enough job. I really do. I enjoyed this. I got to say, though, and credit to TJRWrestling.net. They finally got their recaps updated. I think they've been slow for like a week or two. The rest of this SmackDown, I did not care for at all. So we're not even going to really recap like a lot of stuff. I will say another thing that I was close to really liking, but then I guess it was good that it got ruined because you want heat on Alistair. But I really thought Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes were starting to cook. And then Alistair Black comes out and he attacks Priest because they're doing their whole feud now. Um, cool. I'm only cool with Alistair being a heel if he gets even a brief main event rub like Nakamura did in his feud with AJ. Like, I want to see Alistair in the main event scene. I think he's a main event talent. I've always believed that. And I do expect at some point the world title to go back on a babyface. We'll have stuff to say about the world title, I'm sure, later, because that was a very interesting segment between Cody and Cena. Um, but yeah, right now I was kind of looking forward to just having a babyface Alistair for a little bit, kind of seeking vengeance on, like, I don't know, malicious or wayward souls, but we're not doing that. He's a heel. I will say he rocked the suit, beating the crap out of Damian Priest. But yeah, I mean, it was a solid singles match, and then it gets undercut, which I get. Again, you want to get Alistair the heat, but man, Carmelo just feels like he feels very Ziggler esque, and when he's on TV, it's like this guy's probably gonna have one of the better TV matches of the week. Don't expect it to lead to anything. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from him right now, and I'm even wondering if that's going to change even when Trick gets called up, because I've been wondering if they'll reunite or what's going to happen. But I'm low key kind of worried about Melo right now. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
Yeah, I do think that the WWE probably think like they would tell you that Alistair is in a main event feud right now because Damian Priest is a main eventer in their eyes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's going to get much better than this for Alistair. And I mean, obviously, I'm with you in terms of hoping that he does get some kind of like I don't know if I would even put a title on him for sure, but like that's only because WWE just doesn't book him strong. If WWE was willing to book him strong, he would be a believable WWE champion. And I mean the undisputed one, not just the world title over on Raw. I mean like this dude, if booked even reasonably well, gives like top heel in the company or could potentially even be a top face in the company type vibes. Like he's really, really good and really like underutilized and poorly utilized really. So yeah. Um that's Alistair. I will say too, the other sort of because you mentioned the match was really good and then it got ruined because of Alistair's appearance. Something else that happened on the show that just was really really good that's going to get ruined was Andrade and Phoenix winning that contendership match.
Yes. Yeah, dude, I really like this tag team, and I'm trying not to get too
Yeah,
invested because I know they're not winning the titles.
exactly. That's what I mean when I say that it's going to get ruined because like it's cool that they won, but it feels an awful lot like they only won because they're the only team that the writers are willing to basically sacrifice to the Wyatt Six to start their reign out and make them look strong. And that's like, ew. I like the Wyatt Six now all of a sudden being these like weird like tweener. Did you watch their vignette that they had, their little video package thing
I
where Bo
I
was
I,
talking?
I did. I
Did you
didn't
pick
vibe
up
with
any
it at
kind
all.
of new motivation for them? Because it just felt vague to me.
Felt vague to me too. Fuck.
Wow. There was a point in time that I was really looking forward to them coming back, and it feels like they're being ruined on purpose.
Dude, I felt like when they first, and I'm talking when they first arrived, it was so raw and so vulnerable. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, there is something exciting here. And now, and now they just
It
feel,
feels too pro wrestling
I mean, I hate to use this word. It feels so disrespectful, but again, it's our podcast. We have to bring our true feelings to it. It feels hokey to me.
now. Yeah.
That's the word I was like
Well,
watching
that's.
that
I
vignette.
think
I'm
that we
like,
kind of said
yeah,
the same thing, just use different words. When I say
just
it
different words. Yeah,
feels very pro wrestling, what I'm really saying is like it feels like an act that had a very organic, real, and like you said, raw aura to them.
yeah, yeah.
In such a way that kind of broke through kayfabe. Now just feels like they've been fully integrated into kayfabe, and they're not interesting at all anymore, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's such a shame. It's such a shame. By the way, just to backtrack very quickly because I must have missed something. Foster alluded to a backstage thing with Kiana James,
So,
and I
okay, to be
what
clear,
happened there?
this was very, very easy to miss. When Charlotte and Alexa were talking at the very beginning of the show, and Charlotte informed her that she got them a tag title match at SummerSlam, you could see in the background, in the far background, Julia and Kiana James having a conversation. There was no other context. We didn't see either one of them at all for the rest of the night. This was it. But Alex really like has been hyper fixating on that moment because and rightfully so, we haven't seen Kiana James since before she got drafted last year. It's been almost a year and a half at this point, and for her to potentially be doing something with Julia, who I think we all are fans of and we all think is really, really good and gets more TV time, is potentially exciting for both of them in my mind.
Yeah, I am gonna be brutally honest. Like I am rooting for Kiana James still, but WWE's efforts worked if this is what they intended because she's been gone so long. I actually forgot about her. I'm like, oh, okay, she's just not doing anything anymore, and I never even thought to ask. So that's actually really exciting to me because he was like, Kiana, and I'm like, holy shit, Kiana James. I haven't checked in on her in like over a year, and like, damn, that's crazy. So it would be cool. It would be cool if like she wants to run with Julie or whatever. And Foster, you're fucking beautiful, and we're grateful that you hyperfixate on this stuff because I clearly fucking missed it. So there you go. Um, I mean, Stephanie Vaquer squashed Alba Fire in my mind. This woman went from one of the longest reigning NXT UK Women's Champions to just Stephanie Vaquer and my handling her like nothing. She got like a little bit of offense, but Stephanie was dominant here, which I liked. This isn't a complaint. I think if you're gonna have Stephanie challenge for a women's world title at Clash in Paris, um, that's really cool because it tells me whoever the champion is, like Stephanie is not going to be a walk in the park. You're not
Right.
just going to be able to go in and what? No, like she's bringing it. So that was cool. And then yeah, the only other thing because I refuse to talk about Charlotte and Alexa. Fuck all that.
I mean, I
Cody
did
and John,
already kind of touch on them a little
and
bit.
you did already kind of touch on that. Thank you to your face for its sacrifice. Yeah, the contract signing. John
Oh,
Cena, Cody Rhodes.
yeah.
I, bro, I don't know if I should go first because I feel like I've been kind of steamrolling just because I want to get through SmackDown to get to the really good stuff. But I watched it today, so it's like really fresh in my mind.
Right.
I just I find Cody so insufferable on the mic, bro. Like it really
Dude,
is
here's the
like
thing. I know that you and I are very much of the mindset and belief that Cody Rhodes, not necessarily the character, but the person, uh, will refuse to turn heel anytime he can. Like if he has the option to stay babyface and not turn heel, and he has the power to choose that option, he will choose that option every single fucking time because he knows that you make more money and you make, from merch sales and stuff. And like there's power in babyface brands because then you get the merch sales and you get the actual brand deals and you get to go on the talk shows and you basically appear like the whole like quarterback thing, like you come off like the face of the company. um Whereas when Roman was the top guy in the company for all those years from like 2020 to just last year when Cody beat him, you didn't really see him do all that much media. I mean, his shirt's still sold, but that's because he's cool, and I think Cody knows that he isn't. um so I think we agree basically that if Cody can stay face, he will. But I say all of that as a preface to say that there is a very heavy rumor going on right now that Cody Cena at SummerSlam is going to be a double turn where Cody goes heel, beats the shit out of Cena. Maybe Cena shows up unprepared because of this segment where he's talking about how he just is like mentally exhausted and he doesn't have the time and stuff like that. Maybe Cena shows up unprepared, out of shape, whatever. Cody beats the fuck out of him. Maybe even takes it a little too far. Maybe we get Cena with some blood, and we get a double turn where we get Cena turning face. Or it could even be like a Rock Hogan situation where the crowd just refuses to boo Cena or cheer Cody, and they force the double turn. Those are like the big rumors right now. As far as like why they did this segment in the first place, it was to make Cena look more sympathetic and to make Cody look a little bit more like a dickhead. I just don't believe it. I just think that this was the WWE attempting to write a badass baby face and a cowardly heel, and it just came off horribly.
agree. Let me make something clear at the outset. I agree with you, right? So what I'm about to say next, I don't want to make it seem like I'm going their way. The only iota of credence I would give the idea of a double turn because Cody does seem to be like a nostalgia mark and this and that, and it seems like I don't know the industry is almost co-opted by nostalgia markdom or whatever the fuck. Is that after he does the splash to the table to Cena because you pretty much summarized the whole segment very well, so I'm not going to recapitulate it. And he forces Cena to sign the contract. He says, read the fine print. SummerSlam is a street fight. And because you had told me this yesterday during Rocket League, I watched this segment with the information you told me in mind. And the first thing I thought about was WrestleMania 17, Rock Austin. Because while that wasn't like a street fight formally, the match got changed really at the start of the main event to no disqualification, no count out. and like all that stuff. So it practically had a street fight feel.
Yeah.
And that was when, of course, Austin turned heel. So I'm like, I wonder if they're trying to recreate their own WrestleMania 17, except they're going even further because it wasn't a double turn. You know, Rock didn't
Right.
have to go back into being a babyface.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I just
I
found that
think like
interesting.
there's like oh it might be like a combination of WrestleManias 13, 17, and 18 because at 13 we had the Rock or the Hart Austin double turn, 17 you had the Austin heel turn, and then 18 you had Hogan Rock with the double turn.
Yes, yes, yes. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, again, fundamentally, to be crystal fucking clear, I agree with you. I think this was their idea of, oh man, Cody's such a badass because they've tried this a few times before,
Yeah.
you know, in the feud with Roman Reigns and stuff like that, and he's such a geek. Um, but yeah, I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? If Cody was a heel, like honestly, here's the thing: if Cody was a heel, I might even have to give him unironic credit because I just feel like he'd be so much better at it.
Yeah.
Like you're not a good guy. I think the only time that I really believed Cody as a babyface, and there may have been other times, but this is just the time that sticks out foremost in my mind, is when the Authority got him and Goldust both to lose their jobs,
Yeah.
and that they had that triumphant comeback. I think what was it, a Payback or something, or Battleground,
Bro,
beating
I
beating
don't
the shit out of
remember
them.
what the name of the pay-per-view was that they came back at.
But yeah, they beat Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins for the tag team titles.
Right.
And I thought that was a great moment for that. That was the only time where I'm like, man, you fucking cocked. Because every other time in his career, you even know. Here's the funny thing: even when I was a Cody mark, I was always a mark for the heel gimmicks. You know, deformed Cody Rhodes, and then dashing Cody Rhodes, and then just confident mask off Cody Rhodes, literally losing the plastic mask. Never really liked him that much as a babyface. Sure as fuck don't like him now. But as a heel, even I'd probably be like, I know this is really hypocritical of me and betraying all my beliefs, but nice. And we do the fucking thing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, that is essentially SmackDown. I'm really glad to be done with that. But now, because I feel like I was really domineering there, Ashton, we're done with SmackDown. We have NXT, Raw, and Evolve. Do you want to just do Raw now? I mean, what match or segment
Well, I,
has
I
really
think
been
you and
sticking
I
out in your
both
mind
agree that Raw was the best show of the week by a pretty decent amount. So I think
by a
we should
country
kind of
fucking mile, bro?
build our
Yeah.
way up to that and do that last. We'll save Raw for last. So let's get into Evolve.
You know what? You go first. Like I said, I've been very dominating. What do you want to talk about first from Evolve this week?
Um, well, Jackson Drake wrestled on Evolve, and we always like talking about that.
Dude, I am so curious what you thought about this match because I have opinions. If you couldn't tell, I really came with my game face on this week. But what did you think about this match?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't really have any strong opinions about this match, so if you do, you should say them first.
Okay, this is. I feel like I'm getting old. I read your message in the Discord recently where you feel like you're becoming cynical about wrestling, and I just wanted to hug you and be like, there. I'm here with you. Because I like the match. I think Drake and Lindsay, if I'm being serious, because I love to have fun with my wrestling. So I'm like, yeah, Drake, fuck you, Lindsay, veiled face ass. But Lindsay is very talented. Let's get that straight.
Right.
Very talented pro wrestler. I just wish that Jackson would have beaten him clean. I didn't like the music with Vanity Project. I didn't like Ricky Smokes grabbing Lindsay's foot. Like, yes, he's a heel and all that stuff, but also because and this is biased coming from me. I'm the one that's been imposing on him. Man, he reminds me of like young Randy Orton first coming into Evolution and this and that. And like there came a point where Randy was just winning matches on his own. And I wanted Jackson to beat a guy like Lindsay on his own. Like if this was Shawn Legacy or something, I would have gotten the interference. And Lindsay, well, he is a genuinely good professional wrestler in kayfabe, doesn't feel that OP relative to Drake. I wish Drake would have beaten Lindsay on his own. Other than that, though, if I'm just putting my bias aside, if I'm putting what I would have wanted aside and really assessing what I got, really solid fucking match. I mean, Jackson Drake, if Oba wasn't as good as he fucking is, I think Jackson Drake would be my favorite champion to watch because he is so young, he's so talented, he gets the subtle parts of the game. This is a guy that when he gets an NXT contract, I am going to be so fucking dialed in on this dude because I really do believe that this guy could be a future of the company.
I mean,
I
dude,
love the Nick. Yeah.
let me just throw this out there. You and I have been on the same page for ages at this point that Javon Evans should be who beats Obafemi for the NXT World Title. Jackson
Yes.
Drake should be who beats Javon for it.
Dude, and then you've got your next big NXT feud right there.
Yes, because these
Yeah.
guys have literally come up in the business together. Like they are pro wrestling twins, basically. And to have them both be in the same company, which is the biggest company, at the same time at such a young age and both be as good as they are is like unprecedented shit. It is unbelievable that these guys have, first of all, gotten so good so quickly at such a young age. They're both 21, I believe. Second of all, gotten picked up by the WWE around the same time. I mean, Javon's been around longer, but Jackson's here. And then also potentially being on the same brand at the same time relatively soon. Because, I mean, let's be real, Jackson's been on NXT several times, and Javon's there already. So, like, yeah, like this feels very much like a perfect storm of pro wrestling brilliance to me.
Face is a perfect storm of magnificence and brilliance. That
Oh,
aside, though,
bro, Super Blue just showed up, and his first message is LA Knight got screwed. We're not even talking about LA Knight. What are you talking about?
well, where even are you right now, Super Blue? Simmer your super ass. Um, so yeah, I mean, but bro, just to because I really loved everything you said there about Javon and Jackson, but now to get back to the microcosm of the match itself between him and Lindsay, what did you think of the match? Do you think I'm too hard on it with what I was wanting? Did you think it was solid enough?
Like I said, I don't really have any strong opinions about the
You
match, and
did
I
say
think
that, yeah.
that in and of itself though might be an indictment because these guys on paper should have had an amazing match that I would have a lot of positive things to say about, and I was just it was just kind of there for me.
You know what? Fair, fair. Um, I know somebody that we both like, and you liked her, I think, before I did, but now I'm all in. Let's talk about Jin Tala and her work, where
Oh
one, her interview with
baby.
Chewie, and then her match with Carly Bright. What did you think about all this?
First of all, her interview with Chewie showed me the light. I love her voice. Her voice is incredible.
Yes.
And I do think that she has a pretty interesting promo style and personality, and I love that. And then the actual match with Carly Bright, I'm so fucking glad she won this. Obviously, it's very similar to the Jackson Drake Lindsay Dorado situation where I wish she could have just won clean instead of needing distraction from Wendy Chu to win. But the fact that she is now up two on Carly Bright, and it's just I first of all, I'm not a big fan of Carly Bright. I think she has a long way to go before she becomes anything interesting because she's not right now. But Gintala, I really do think it's cool as hell that they have this woman come in straight from LFG and immediately she is undefeated. And she's like 4-0 at this point, and she's doing great. And I want to see her against Kendall Gray now. I want to see her and Wendy versus Kendall and Carly. And eventually, I want to see her challenge Callie Armstrong for that title. Because if there's anyone, and actually, you know what? I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of physical, like, fucking really amazingly gifted women physically in Evolve. But I do think that Jintala is up there too. I think Jintala is a really, really impressive prospect. She, like Tatum Paxley, has a history in powerlifting, and we've seen that translate really fucking well to pro wrestling, especially specifically in WWE. So I'm all aboard the Jintala hype train. I love her. I think she's great. She's got a great look. She's got a great voice. She's in great shape. She's strong as hell, powerlifting history. She's got some charisma. And already, I mean, given how few matches she's wrestled, I would say she's already pretty solid in the ring. So, like, all aboard, let's fucking go.
I co-sign with your face. How could I not? Second of all, I have to say for me, I'm not trying to say it's hard to do what we do. But I think to do what we do well and to be like serious about it, sometimes it is hard to strike a balance to me between giving somebody enough grace to be a beginner and then also knowing like, okay, clearly this is just your ceiling and it's not high enough to get me excited.
Yeah,
And I say that because Jindal at first I'm like, she's okay, but I'm keeping my eye out for her. What flipped the switch for me was the segment with Chewie
yeah,
where she looks at him because I forget what exactly he said to tee her up, but then she said, "Who said I was your buddy?" And her delivery on that was fantastic. I'm like, so you can talk. Like, and that is the big thing to me. It's kind of like what we've been saying about Callie. Callie physically, I think, is such a great package. But I don't like when I say voice, I mean character. So I don't like her
Yeah.
voice right
When
now.
you
Like the
say
voice
voice,
is
you're not
yes.
saying you literally don't like the way that her voice sounds. What you're saying
Oh,
is you and I both kind of see this. She seems very like unsure of herself on the mic. Like it very much comes off like she is doing like a fake it till you make it where she's pretending to be really confident on the mic and it comes off like compensation and it doesn't come off as organic or genuine.
meanwhile, with Gintala, and I'm glad I brought up Callie as like a parallel. I feel like Gintala, with this turn, with this reveal, she is finding her voice. I don't know if
Yeah.
like she's full on found it, but there's something here.
Yeah.
I
And to
like
be
that
clear, when I
segment.
say that she has a great voice, I am being very literal about that. She
Yes.
has a very, very nice and pleasant voice to listen to. She sounds amazing. Like
Yes.
she could be a voice
Yes.
actor if she wanted to, I think.
Oh, dude, 1000%. One and here's the thing. I mean, and again, just to get a little political about it before we get back to the wrestling, like I know a voice actor pay is shit, and I don't think it's really gotten any better. However, I don't know. Netflix's animation market might blow the fuck up with how popular their animated series are, like all the anime they're importing and everything.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, if she ever wanted to dovetail, there's something there. And like you, I don't care for Carly Bright. I thought she did decent enough here. I'll tell you what gets me out of bed though. Kendall Gray versus Wendy Chu. Fuck yeah,
Whew,
yes,
yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Callie versus, or Kendall rather, Kendall versus either of Wendy or Jin gets me out of bed.
yes, yes. And I gotta tell you, I like the booking of Evolve in the sense that we did not see Callie on this episode even to respond to the attack, because to
Yeah.
me that really sold how dangerous Gintala is. Like, oh
Yep.
wow, Callie isn't even here. Like,
Yes.
how much damage did you do to her? Now we also know on NXT, Callie did not have a good time, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that a bit later. Um, what else happened on Evolve? I know Sean
Uh,
Legacy called out Keanu Carver.
Yeah, that though, and Keanu cut a great promo on him too, talking about how he's going to end up right next to his mentor Thatcher on the fucking hospital bed or whatever.
I was so happy because see the cool thing about Evolve compared to the other shows where we just kind of watch them together and really like you guys and when I can show up, and I was really glad that I showed up like 75% this week. We watched them in the Discord, but you and I watch Evolve together. That's what
Yeah,
makes Evolve different.
yeah,
And because we watch Evolve together, we kind of give each other our live reactions or our thoughts. And I loved that you gave Keanu props for his talking. You said I think he is like a really good talker. And I agree with you, man. He's got that menacing quality to him. But you know what, though? What I like about his brand of menace, it doesn't it doesn't feel try hard. It actually, like, I know this is a weird word to use, but it feels organic. Like Keanu really does feel like that guy where like if he's probably like a swell guy in real life, but he feels like that type of guy that if you push his buttons too far, it's like, okay, now I gotta put bass in my voice. I gotta let stop fucking with me, kind of thing. He gives that vibe to me. And yeah, to be able to call upon that menace at will, like, yeah, that's real talent. And he can back it up in the ring too. I mean, I think his performances have looked fantastic. And honestly, I wish Legacy was a better talker because I'd be so excited for him having Keanu as a foil
yeah,
because he's such a legitimate obstacle.
yeah.
Um and yeah, I'm looking forward to this from an in-ring standpoint, but please let's not drag out the promos. I don't need Keanu breaking his back doing all that
Yeah,
work.
yeah. Keanu is really fucking good at promos.
Yes.
This was great. I loved it. He has a great intensity about him. I mean, it's crazy that we keep coming across these really talented, fucking big hoss motherfuckers that can go in the ring and talk and be intimidating. All the like, damn, they are really like knocking this out of the park. And really, I won't say the more the better, but I will say the more of these big guys that can talk that there are, the more likely it is that at least one of them really makes it big time.
Yeah,
My money's still
absolutely.
on Oba for that, but you never know. You know, Jasper Troy and Keanu Carver are nipping at his heels. They're trying their best.
Dude, absolutely. And then we get, I mean, I don't even know if this is chronological, but this is something that I remembered, I think, while trying to memory hold it, and I'm like, no, no, let me give him his props.
Tate
Tate Wilder
Wilder,
has a lot
yeah.
more athleticism than we thought he would.
Yeah, he did some crazy shit. He did a running shooting star press off the apron to the floor on Idris Inoue, and then God, I forget. He did like this crazy like double fucking springboard move too. It might have just been like a moonsault or something, but it looked amazing when he did it. Like he is He's not huge by any means. Like he's not like Josh Briggs size. From what I understand, he's about 6 feet tall, which is like pretty average for WWE, maybe even a smidge below average. Although I don't know, over the years it might even be a smidge above average at this point. But he looks bigger than he actually is. And for a guy his size to be able to do some of the athletic shit that he does is really impressive, even if we hate his gimmick.
You know what's funny though, bro? If you would have, because I'm thinking about this just now while you're talking and reminding me of the spots, and then I remembered a graphic that showed up during his match that he loves extreme sports. I feel like if he had a different gimmick, Lucha Underground would have had fun with this dude. Because like he would have been another
Yeah.
Angelico where he would have been jumping off buildings and shit. He
Yup.
would have. You could have even done the vignette being like, "I heard about this place, and I thought I reached the limit of thrills, but this seems like a whole other kind of thrill that even I haven't experienced," and
Oh
stuff
my
like that.
god. Stop it. You're so good at this. Fuck.
Yeah,
You're
dude.
getting me excited for something I'm never gonna get, and they're just gonna keep him being a fucking redneck.
Yeah, dude, it could have even had a bit of darkness to it, because I'm a fan of like those old horror movies like Hellraiser and stuff, where he felt like there's nothing new to experience. I've reached the limits of like experience and this and that, and then fucking Lucha Underground happens. And if you wanted to be a bit, even a bit hokey with it, a bit pro wrestling with it, maybe you even have him with the fucking literal Darewolf PJ Black and another person as part of a fucking trio. Like, I don't know. I feel like this guy, there's an
Oh
alternate timeline where I fucking love this dude because he's in the right company with the right gimmick.
yeah,
I hate rednecks though, so like it's a big barrier to entry for me.
yeah. Um, I don't think he even has a cage match page yet.
When he gets one,
Oh
I'm
wait, he
sure the
does.
North
He
will let
does.
him.
He does. He this apparently he was on season 1 of LFG. That's why he has one.
Okay.
But he in LFG he was known as Case Hatch. But apparently this is literally only like the third match of his career. With the first one having been he teamed with Draco Knox on episode 3 of Evolve, and we've forgotten about him entirely because he didn't have a standout gimmick or I guess moment in that match that we noticed. And he had one match on LFG where he teamed up with Cutler James, actually the fourth member of Dark State, and they lost to two guys that we've never heard of, as far as I'm aware, Drake Starks and Josh Black. But yeah, this was his third match ever as a pro wrestler, and that's kind of
Yeah.
incredible to me. He's wrestled in Inoue again since that taping on an NXT live event that we won't ever see. So he's literally only wrestled 4 matches in his career. I'm hoping that sooner or later something about his character changes, but for now, I mean, at the very least, we can just ignore the character and enjoy the athletic shit while he's doing it.
Oh, true. But to give
And I'm
flowers to
seeing,
the
by the way, on Cage Match, he's listed at 6'2", 235. So that's like a worked height and stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, they're gonna try and make him seem like a bigger guy, and they do a good job because he comes off like a bigger guy on TV.
Yeah. To give flowers to the other guy though, Idris Enofe, I gotta say, man, I'm really starting to vibe with this singles run. I love the nickname, the EOE, the epitome of
Yeah.
excellence. God, when you can abbreviate shit, like, oh man, that it's marketable. It's marketable.
I don't
I
know if there'll
think.
ever be a more brilliant like acronym slash abbreviation type thing than Bianca with the EST. That's brilliant.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Oh, the
Especially because it
mileage.
rhymes with both NXT and WWE. Like that was whoever thought of that, and I'm assuming it was just Bianca herself. Fucking genius.
Hope that woman's rich. I really do, because the mileage they've gotten out of that shit is insane. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I'm digging Idris, man, and again, this is a case where I think you were an earlier adopter than me, but you know what? I think he's always been, because even when he was doing, and I already forget her name because I've memory hold her, when that one woman, again, I know it wasn't Carly Bright, I forget her freaking name.
What
She
did
was
she do though?
the fucking powerhouse, that was with Idris and Malik trying to put the positivity.
Brinley Reese.
Brinley Reese, that's who it was, fucking Brinley Reese. He always seemed more like this is stupid than
Yeah,
Malik. I think he's always had more of
I
that innate
brought that
quality.
up in the Discord when Idris turned heel. I brought up in the Discord that Idris was always the one that was like not vibing with Brinley's positivity. And so it's really cool that he is the one that is like here to turn heel. I hope that Blade does return at some point in Evolve and feuds with Idris over it. I would love that.
Yeah, I gotta say, Idris was always based, and we never knew it because, like, him being like, no, this friendly stuff sucks. I'm like, true facts, man, true facts.
Yeah, and
But
now
yeah,
he's beating the guy that we don't like, the redneck guy, Tate Wilder. Although I will say, us supporting him, or at least me supporting him, came to an end after the match because Dante Chen came out, and I fucking love Dante Chen.
it's an interesting one because I've never been wowed by him in the ring, but there's something likable about him.
Oh yeah,
I, yeah,
we've literally been saying that he's really likable since he debuted in NXT.
yeah. There's like, and you know, I've been saying this with a lot of like quality baby faces. The word that I always come back to for the really good ones, or the ones that have the potential to be great,
Yeah.
is sincerity. And I think
Yep.
there is a sincerity to Chen for sure. So yeah, he comes out, does a little like talking with Idris, and then he tags him back for being punched in the mouth a few weeks ago. He gets him back, which good for Dante standing up for himself finally, because like I didn't want my memories of him being taken out by Ethan Page and then being clocked by fucking Idris. Like it's good to see him, stand up for himself. Good shit. Idris gets all huffy afterwards, and he's got a match I think with Dante next week. Because he was
Yeah.
accusing Stevie of favoritism, and Stevie did not take that well at all, being told that she's biased.
Dude,
Dude, like, yeah.
Stevie Turner is fantastic. I love her.
I really don't mean to be disrespectful. Again, I came with my game face on today, but she is so much better at this than Ava. Like, I think Ava's gotten a bit better. Like, she's gotten a bit more comfortable in the role, but Stevie took to it right away, bro. Like,
Oh my
holy
god, yeah.
shit.
I mean, well, you know what though? Let's be real. Being an on-screen general manager literally just requires you to be able to act. And we've known that Stevie is a good actor since she was Bobby Tyler in Stardom, for fuck's sakes. So, and frankly, Ava, when she started out, was not good at acting at all, and even now isn't really good at it. She's just kind of passable-ish. But Stevie's fantastic.
Yes. Yeah. Stevie's great. Stevie's absolutely great.
Yeah.
Did anything else happen on Evolve that was worthwhile?
Let me look real quick. Oh, Tyra May Steele.
She won the triple threat.
Yep.
Yeah, I was
I
really happy to
believe
see this.
she pinned Chantel Monroe.
Yes. Yes, she did. I really wanted Kylie to eat the pin. I do not like Kylie Ray at all. Um,
No, like
but yeah,
yeah, no. Kylie Ray when she talks, she's like it's it's like that type of Karen that's like a little bit older, so she's like really like passive aggressive and she like insults her intelligence while trying to sound like she's just trying to help you. It's really awful.
dude, I think I nailed it last week on Weekend Review because I said last week she's not quite the power level where she's calling the cops on black people because she knows what it means, but she is the level where she'll argue with a grocery store like clerk or cashier about an expired coupon. Like a 1,000% that energy to me.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I guess yeah, that was Evolve. So now we can move on to NXT. And
NXT. Yeah, NXT was like definitely the second best show this week too, I think. It was like there was some good stuff and there was some bad stuff, but it wasn't all good or all horrible.
okay, so I I kind of want to open up first just to kind of ripping the band-aid off I know would make you think of a different segment because I know there was a segment that both of you and I were like but actually I want to talk about Fatal Influence just real quick first. I'm in a weird place with Fatal Influence because I actually like JC as champion because I've in my years of watching wrestling, and I know yours too, of course, but since I'm just kind of taking the lead here, in my years of watching wrestling, I've seen those wrestlers that everybody think is so beatable and they survive. Like JBL immediately comes to mind, and there have obviously been other champions. Where I like JC is I genuinely think she's a solid wrestler. Like she's nothing spectacular. I don't think she'll ever make my top 10, although who knows? She could surprise me. But like she's solid enough. And her being champion, I'm like, you know what? Unlike Gender, unlike other champions, I'm willing to give this a chance. I just don't like the women around her. I really just don't like the rest of Fatal Influence. And also, I think this whole like JC being antagonistic to Fallon and Jasmine, I'm just waiting for that payoff to come already so that she can get away from them, kind of thing.
Right.
I think it's kind of dragging its feet for me. But again, that's just me. And we know that the big thing for JC is she's going to be facing Masha Slamovich, who is legit as fuck for the Knockout Championship. It's really a double title match
Yeah.
at Slammiversary. And yeah, the
So
main
what do we
event
think the
was,
odds
yeah.
are that that match just has a non-finish, like a double count out or a double DQ or something along those lines, and that none of the titles change hands, kind of like what we just saw with Utami and Iroha?
Well, I'm hoping that's the case because, look, even though I just gave JC credit and I stand by it, that does not mean that I want to see her with the Knockouts title.
Yeah.
I do not want to see JC as a double champion. And of course, they'll interpret that as, well, she's a heel, so you shouldn't want that, so we're going to do it to up the heat. No, it's Masha is fucking awesome. I don't want to see her use her credibility to elevate JC because, again, JC's solid, but is she worthy of that rub? I would honestly say no. But again, just one man's opinion.
No, yeah, that's
Um,
the thing too,
yeah,
is like it's really hard to justify this whole gimmick of, oh, she's the most beatable champion ever if she's good enough to be a double champion.
yes.
Like, how can you call someone walking around with two championship titles beatable? If she's beatable, someone would have fucking beaten her by now, and she wouldn't keep beating everyone else. It's like back in the fucking late 2000s when Rey Mysterio was supposed to be the ultimate underdog, but he beat everyone.
Exactly. Exactly. Dude, I actually really do like Ray, all things considered. I think he's had a wonderful career, but I hated that fucking run, bro.
Same, dude.
Hated that
That's why I
fucking
bring
run.
it up because it was bad.
Yeah, it was. It was really bad. Um, yeah. I just, again, I think there is interesting things that could be done with JC's title reign. But this whole fatal influence, like I'm thinking maybe she'll finally lose the title when Fallon and Jasmine get sick of her shit. I'm just wondering when that's coming. And then yeah, in the main event, Masha did pin JC, which again I know you even said during
Yeah,
NXT reactions, like, oh, now, and by that I mean just our NXT time in the Discord as a server,
yeah.
like, oh man, now JC's winning the titles at Slammiversary, and I'm like, oh fuck, because I totally saw where you were coming from, but I'm like, I really hope you're wrong, and I know you want to be wrong too, so it's not like you're rooting for it.
Well, and the thing is,
Um,
Slammiversary literally happens tomorrow, so we'll know by the next time we do this what's going on. I mean,
yeah, we
fuck,
will.
we'll know by this coming episode of NXT. Even they'll have something on NXT. If JC wins the Knockouts title, she's gonna be bragging about it on NXT on Tuesday.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely. Oh boy. So I guess beyond that, should we talk about Jordan Gray? I just ripped that band-aid off. Do you want to talk
sure,
about it now?
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
let's. I mean, here's the thing: Evolution happened this week too. Evolution was this past Sunday, and our last week in review was the night before that. So we never talk about Evolution on week in review. That we might as well. That's a band-aid I'd like to rip off too, because at Evolution, uh, Blake Monroe cost Jordan Grace the women's championship by hitting her in the back with the title, and that led to JC Jane pinning her. And then Blake just kind of handed the title back to JC and then walked off. And all of that to me screamed Blake Monroe is a genius. She's keeping the championship on the most beatable champion in the ever and preventing it from being won by a beast that she wouldn't have as easy of a time beating in Jordan Grace. And then we get to NXT this week, and it's, oh, Jordan, you don't have the look to be the champion. What the fuck are they doing, John?
Dude, I don't know because the motivation was so easy.
This
Like,
feels like another John Cena heel turn where it was like the motivation there seemed so easy. And it was like, I need to win this 17th world title so that I can write Ric Flair off of the history books. And like I said at Royal Rumble, I want to be there to shake the hand of 18. But no, it went to the fucking I fucking hate you people. You people suck. I've been in an abusive relationship for 20 years bullshit. Like, don't get me wrong, Cena makes it work, but it's still garbage writing.
yeah, yeah, I definitely agree with you. And here's the thing, though. The crazy thing is, this is the most I've liked Jordan Grace in a minute. Like, just seeing her come in and lay waste to people because she totally cuts off the Callie Armstrong Carmen Petrovich match, which that happened because they teed it up with a backstage segment in the NXT Women's Locker Room. And Callie came in, she was talking trash to Carmen. Carmen was like, "Well, if you're that confident, why don't you put that Evolve Women's Championship on the line?" This was Callie's first time on NXT. I was curious how the crowd would respond to her. And really, it's inconclusive. Data is, if I could speak, data is inconclusive because they didn't even really get out of first gear to me. before Jordan came out and laid waste to everybody. Now, I thought that was a cool moment for Jordan. Again, enough of this sappy shit and like, oh, I was a kid that struggled and I knew I had to become this. No, like, I almost want you to not have a past. Like, I know that Scott
Bro, yeah.
Steiner had a past, but like, the way he talks, you would never believe that Scott Steiner had a past, It's like,
Yeah,
again,
well,
I say,
yeah, because like
yeah,
the big bad booty daddy never acknowledged the fucking amateur wrestler or the guy that worked in Japan, Scott Steiner. He was the big bad booty daddy, and that was all that fucking mattered.
yes,
Holler if you hear him.
yes, exactly. Exactly. And so, yeah, it's like I said last week, like, please just listen to Scott Steiner. Please watch Scott Steiner promos, like, adopt that talking style. And if it's not you, then just don't talk, beat
Bro,
people
she
up.
literally
'Cause, yeah,
worked with Scott Steiner. She
I know.
literally worked with him. They were both in TNA. She
I
was
know.
thick mama pump. She was wearing the fucking chains. They know. She knows. She's the one that does know. It's NXT that's refusing.
Damn it, Sean. Not our Sean. He's perfect, obviously. I refer you all to my Venn diagram. But yeah, like, if you can't do that, or if NXT won't let you do that, let NXT keep doing this with you, beating people up. Because, like, yeah, this got over with me. I'm like, oh man, she is pissed. And then she demanded a mic, which I liked her body language. Like, give me a mic right now.
Give me a
Um,
fucking mic.
I wish she would have said it, but I know it's the CW network and I got to be realistic. But that would have popped me so fucking hard. And she's like screaming for Blake. And then Stevie and Robert Stone trying coming down. She spine busters Robert Stone, which I have to give Robert Stone his flowers. This is a guy, you want to talk about characters willing to laugh at themselves? This man's been run over by a fucking tank. This dude loves the business. Okay. Thank you, Robert Stone. Right. Great dude. Nothing but praise for that fucking dude. And I personally enjoy his commentary on Evolve. So he's batting 1,000 with me. So he takes a spine buster. Spine buster looks great. I think she like shoved Stevie or something. That was cool. She even got up in Ava's face a little bit. I'm like, God damn, like, where has this Jordan Grace been? Because if this Jordan Grace was on a tear and making JC feel like she had no way out, I would have been far more excited for the NXT Women's Title match. Maybe to the point of even asking you, hey, can we just like react to this? But no, we had to go with this is actually really important to me because life was hard. And like, respect, but like the character that you are, I don't want to know that you know struggle because I'm living through you as a dominant killing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop
this was
trying
good.
to
Yeah,
make us sympathize with this monster.
exactly.
Let
Like,
her
let
just be a
me,
fucking monster and a badass. Let her be fucking Ryback in the ring. Christ.
yes, exactly. Absolutely. Um, Yeah, so I enjoyed this, but again, it just brought up all of my overarching like issues
Yeah.
with Jordan Grace as a character right now and stuff, which I'm not holding against this segment. Again, this segment was fine. And as far as Blake Monroe, I love her so much, but this was weird, and I hope that she's able to make it work on the mic, like in live stuff, like in ring stuff.
Yeah.
But I know with us, like if the motivation isn't right, everything else is going to be askew, even when it's a genuinely good effort, and that's what I worry is going to happen here. So, it's cool. Just another day where I'm missing, Mariah and Mina together. And I'm just really hoping that this works. Really hoping that this works. So after that, what did we get here after that? I think we got some Jasper Troy was talking to Ava. He got a match with Ricky Saints, I believe, next week. They're really building up this NXT next week in Houston because the segment before that, Trick, uh, walked in on Team Undertaker from LFG in the locker room, and he kind of talked a little trash to him, and all of that led to Undertaker being on NXT next week, and I was just like, ew.
Yeah.
So that's happening. The Undertaker, as Kurt Angle once called him, the Undertapper, because he made Undertaker tap out, but no, I didn't, because I'm a badass. And so yeah, good luck with that, Trick. Good luck with that. I can't wait for you to take a fucking chokeslam spot from an old fuck. Also, people that I'm fucking frustrated on behalf of. You listen, Ashton, we all know you have the burner account and you have been a wonderful, faithful disciple to Obafemi since the beginning. So I think you're better to speak on this than just about anyone. How much are they going to put our man through here? Because once again, he's got a fucking triple threat match next week on some bullshit because he has a segment, him and Inamura, and it seems like, I don't know, maybe they want to do it right. But then Josh Briggs, fucking sticks his nose in it, and he's like, oh, well, you know that unlike Inamura, I'll do anything it takes to win and that I can beat you and whatever. And so Briggs, after failing a TNA world title shot, by the way, that Inamura gave him,
Yeah.
makes Inamura's moment about him at Great American Bash and then continues to do so here when Inamura is trying to get an honorable rematch. Briggs is the worst friend. I think Carmelo Hayes can sleep again, bro. Briggs is fucking awful. Briggs is a horrible friend.
And this is
Wow.
just the beginning of it because you know that it's not going to stop at just Briggs trying to basically one up and usurp Inamura in terms of, contending for Oba's title. It is absolutely going to lead to a physical altercation where Briggs attacks Inamura.
As I established in the Discord, when that happens, we're all jumping his ass
Yeah.
at once. At once.
Naturally.
Like it just yeah, what a piece of shit. Um no, and like again, remember people, this is me saying this. I have laughed at disturbing things where like I've even said stuff recently. It was the first time I said that thing about friendship being like just a game piece to advance power. And even Ashton had to step back and be like, that was the most sociopathic thing I've ever heard you say on here.
And the
To
worst
me,
thing is that you've stuck by it. Like you keep saying it. Like you really mean it.
yeah, yeah. And so the same guy that said that is like, nah, Josh Briggs is ass. Like, that's bad, y'all. That's bad. So yeah, I hope Oba kicks his ass. And as far as Inamura, look, I want you to get your honorable match, but Oba's our champion, our God King, our everything. So no. No, it's just not gonna be you, bud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, and so yeah, that happened. And yeah. Then we get this was another curious one because I'm really well, actually before that, let me not jump the gun. This was another interesting thing here where Lash got a backstage segment saying she's going to be watching closely the Masha JC matchup and whoever wins, she wants next. I'm like, yes, Lash, assert yourself because she looked so fucking good in the battle royal. She looked amazing in the battle royal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, maybe this is a sign that NXT is ready to go to the next level with her. And I'm like, God, I hope so because she's so talented and it's wonderful and it's amazing. Like all the faces here actually tonight, funny enough. And then Jada Parker interrupts. Now let me contextualize that sigh because you might be thinking, I thought you liked Jada. I do, but here's the thing: I'm tired of her getting in the title picture and then not winning. So I'd rather a fresh challenger, just as like a palate cleanser if nothing else, before we try and see Jada climb the mountain again. Because like I just want to see Jada win a fucking championship. So I'm gonna be honest. When she interrupted, I did, yeah, I kind of sighed a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, Jada, still you're trying this? Like, I don't know. I don't know, baby girl. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen for you. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I wanted to be you. I think you're the best talker in the fucking game. Definitely one of the best talkers in WWE right now. Speaking of, side note, Kevin Owens did have successful neck surgery. He's also one of the best talkers in the fucking company. I already miss his promos. I'm going through Kevin Owens withdrawal, but I'm totally fine right now. Ask me again in like 2 months when I'm clawing at the fucking walls. But yeah, yeah. I mean, bro, let me ask you because I know you're a big fan of both of these women. Like, how are you feeling about this? Did you have any thoughts about this?
About what, Jada and Soul?
Jada and Lash, yeah,
Oh, Lash. Oh, shit.
yeah, Jada and Lash because Jada interrupted
Did I miss something here? I feel like I don't remember.
because
This is
Lash was
on
asked about like
NXT?
yeah, this was on NXT because Lash was asked about I guess like her plans after her impressive showing at Evolution, and then she said I'm gonna be watching JC and Masha carefully, and then Jada interrupted, and so it seems like Jada and Lash are gonna be feuding now.
Okay, yeah,
And
I
I
don't remember
said
this
again,
at
yeah,
all. I might have just not been in the room when this happened, so.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, So yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I guess not to be a complete fuddy duddy about it. It is going to be fun. Like their
Oh,
matches, I'm sure the feud's going
I
to be
guess
fun.
this happened right before the D'Angelo family triple threat, and that match, I do remember not being in the room when that match started, so I definitely missed the Lash Jada
Okay.
segment.
Yeah, I should have checked in with you and gotten your opinions first. I'm sorry to hand the ball for you, like that. But yeah, I mean, I just know that you're a fan of both women. So does the thought of them like feuding like excite you? Do you just wish the Lash would just go on to the title picture? Like, I don't know, because like I'm kind of into it,
I mean,
but
I'm
then I'm also
certainly
kind of
not going
like,
to
are we really
complain
doing
about
this?
getting a match between the two of them. That's for sure.
Yeah. You know what though? I guess my only qualifier is where I settle on it is have your match, but I want Lash to win. Honestly, I really want to
Yeah,
see
I
Lash in
agree.
this spot right now.
I
Yeah,
think it's
like
it's Lash's moment right now.
Definitely. I'm glad we agree on that, actually. Thank you for having my back on that and just, feeling the same as me. Because, yeah, I know Jada, like, we all love Jada, and I do want to see her with hardware one day, but I'm really liking Lash right now. She really, I am all about it after her Evolution Battle Royal performance. I thought she did great. And so, yeah, I just want to see her get her shine. Get your fucking shine, girl. So then we got the triple threat. Dude, here's the thing. You missed the beginning of this. I don't even remember most of this. I feel like I was checked out of this. I do remember the finish because Tony popped off for the finish. He
Right.
hit that
He pinned
one-handed
both of them,
spinebuster.
didn't he?
I think he pinned Stacks in the ring if I remember, but he put
Oh.
Luca through the announce table with the
Oh,
one-handed
right. Okay.
spinebuster. Like, yeah,
Gotcha.
he popped off and then he walked off and he looked back at the hat. So really, fine enough match. Tony wins. He really solidified that he's the Don. What does him leaving the hat behind mean though? Is he getting called up? Is it a new gimmick? Like, what do you think comes next for him if you had to conjecture?
I hope it's a call up. I know that.
Dude, you and me both. I think he's done everything he could do in NXT. Like, I know he never became NXT champion, but like, it just feels like the run is done. I just feel like, yeah, you've done all you can do. Do you think he'd be better on Raw or SmackDown?
SmackDown for sure.
Yeah,
Put him
yeah,
on SmackDown, and there's I feel like there's just more guys that he works against on SmackDown than Raw. Um,
yeah,
I mean Raw. God, it feels to me personally like Raw doesn't even have a fucking mid card at all. It is like there are main eventers and there are jobbers and no one in between.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
Like I'm just thinking about Raw, and it's like, okay, so I mean Seth's not around anymore, but like, who even is the Intercontinental Champion right now? Help me out.
The Intercontinental Dominic Mysterio. You always forget that it's Dom because he's so forgettable to you.
Yeah, God, that's. And I know that he and AJ Styles are going to be doing their thing at SummerSlam. And that, like, I'm happy that AJ is getting that spot, but again, it's like you've got a main eventer and a guy I know this is a me problem and not a them problem, but in Dominic Mysterio that I view as like a jobber more than a mid carder feuding over this title. Like I really do see it as like Dom is like almost like an accidental champion. Like he didn't actually win the title. He just kind of fell ass backwards into it. And all of his title defenses are going to require him to cheat in order to retain. And then you got AJ Styles, who's like a main eventer taking a break in the mid card. Like, yeah, that's kind of playing into what I said about how it just doesn't feel like there's a mid card, like a real mid card on Raw. Because even like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, even though they're like upper mid carders, they still feel more like main eventers than mid carders to me.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with you fundamentally about I think that D'Angelo would be better on SmackDown. I do agree with you on that because here's the thing. I look at Tony D on SmackDown and I could see him as a very believable United States champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Who's the current
absolutely.
U.S. champion?
That is a great question. No, Solo Sikoa. Solo
Oh
Sikoa.
yeah.
Because he beat Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
So
see
yeah.
that they keep on putting these mid card titles on these like borderline main event or full blown main event guys. Like God, it's funny because it feels like the two mid card titles have opposite problems right now. Where the U.S. title feels like it's on somebody who is like up there in the main event, and then like the Intercontinental title feels like it's like kind of a JC Jane situation where it's on someone who's extremely beatable, but is just going to keep winning anyway because they're going to cheat their way to their victories.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, I'm
Whereas
not
Tony,
a big
yeah,
fan of the place that the WWE main roster mid card is in right now.
yeah. I I kind of like Dom as champion, as you know, and really I kind of like Solo. So I think I'm more vibing with it. But I will say, a Tony D'Angelo U.S. title reign. The more I think about it, because he really like, yeah, he's got that whole Italian American energy, right? Like I kind of love that idea.
Well,
So
plus
yeah, I
he
hope.
he beat Oba for the North American title, and the North American title feels like NXT's answer to the U.S. title.
Honestly, I would low key say right now the North American title feels maybe a bit more prestigious than one of the main card titles. Maybe not both, but I don't know. I think Oba did a lot of work elevating that title. And Ethan Page, while I really don't like him, you honestly could do worse. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Lexus King. Ew.
Oh. His way, his life. Yeah, it is. That's why it sucks.
His
Um,
way, his pipe, because that's what you got to be smoking to think that dude has any level of talent that's worth talking about.
I am so proud of you for being a part of it. I just need you to know that. Like that was great. I'm gonna pop about that later. I'm popping about it now. So after that, yeah, we already got I already talked about that before the triple threat, and then yeah, the big 6 woman tag. And that essentially was NXT. So cool. And then yeah, actually, the only other thing about the 6 woman tag was that Tatum and Izzy did come out. I did love, and this is the only thing I'll mention that was tangential to Raw before we dive deep into Raw. That video that Tatum posted of her stealing Lyra's wings and Lyra chasing her and Izzy stopping her and being like, "Don't worry about Tatum. She's my family now, and I'll get your wings back." And then Lyra, who's like stun locked, is like, "Well, good. I just need the wings back. She's very important to me. They're very important to me. Damn it!" And I'm like, "Yes, yes." The Tara content that we need, because I know we call it Tara here so that we don't think about Tyra Banks or whatever, but yes, yes, the Tara content in my veins. Bro, like, I know I've said this before about a lot of dynamics, but like, I just really want a well done friendship storyline WWE. I feel like they already did kind of do it with Sasha and Bailey and them coming together to win the women's tag titles. I did feel like that was a really a solid story. I feel like there is a really transcendent one here though with Lyra and Tatum. I love them together. And like poor Tatum being through so much and having her emotions manipulated and this and that. And Izzy is genuinely talented. I like her as a heel. I like her as a performer. Like, oh my God, there's so much juice here if you just know how to fucking squeeze. Oh man. So yeah, I like that Izzy's not done with Sol Ruka because I didn't even watch their match from the Bash, but I should go back and watch it. Because I heard it was good. I think you even gave it a thumbs up. And so yeah, that's cool. But I love Lyra and Tatum so much. So yeah, that was essentially NXT. Solid show. So now we can talk about far and away the best show this week, Raw. And I'm gonna give you the floor. What do you want to talk about first from Raw, bud?
Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
Well, what should we talk about first on Raw? Let's see. I feel like wasn't there like a big angle to close Raw? I forget.
That is a great question. Wasn't it just the gauntlet with with
Oh
Roman Reigns
yeah,
returning out,
that's what it
right?
was. It was Roman's return. There we go. Thank you. Yes, Roman Reigns, our tribal chief, has returned. And I don't know if Abel is even here or not, but whether he is or not, I have acknowledged my tribal chief today because he's actually back from whatever the fuck he was doing. And I've said several times I don't acknowledge absentee tribal chiefs, but now that he's actually here, I can acknowledge him again. So that's great.
I feel like it would be hypocritical for me to do so because I very pointedly put on the Venn diagram that Shawn could kick Roman Reigns' ass. And after really thinking about it, I'm tripling down and apologizing for nothing. So no, I'm not going to
What would
acknowledge
you
Roman
have to
Reigns.
apologize for?
Yeah, exactly. Nobody ever apologizes for being right. So instead, I'm going to acknowledge Shawn. Shawn, whenever you hear this, I'm raising my finger up for you, my man. You're better than Roman Reigns. Facts. Anyway, though, in all sincerity, Roman Reigns is back, and dude, the fucking pop for this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like, is CM Punk over? Yes. Is Cody Rhodes over? Begrudgingly, yes. But I really feel like the crowd just wants to turn on him. So I think even they're kind of low key rooting for a double turn, even if they know it or not. But Roman Reigns is over. Like he still runs this fucking
I
business, bro.
also
It is
would like to just
insane.
add, I do think that his theme now does almost have a little bit of that like Stone Cold glass break energy with just that very intro dun dun dun. That gets people so fucking hyped.
Yeah, dude, it really does. It really fucking does. The energy was insane, and I got to give credit to Paul Heyman because he sold Reigns being back. He was apoplectic. He was screaming, crying, throwing up.
Dude,
Like I
as
know
much as I
Jamar's,
cannot
yeah,
stand Paul Heyman as a human being, he is truly vile. He is an
yes,
incredible performer. He is a really
yeah,
fucking special performer.
yeah. I mean,
I
spot on with
honestly,
everything you
he's
said.
got that
Yeah,
in common with Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon's
yes,
another person who is an absolute horrible, just vile human being who deserves zero fucking mercy from the justice system or whatever fate he would happen to end up in. But oh my god, he's literally the greatest heel of all time in pro wrestling.
yeah, yeah. Dude, he was like crying. He's like, no, no. And he's beside himself that Reigns is back. And Reigns, it's such a great moment for him because while Reigns as a character is still a piece of shit because he never properly apologized,
Yeah,
and you should apologize to everybody except Jimmy Uso. He really was broken at WrestleMania with the betrayal. It's like, how could this guy that I treated like shit betray me? But now Reigns has really come back with this confidence. It seems like he doesn't need a wise man anymore. Like he's able to trust his own judgment. And it seems like we're going to do him and Jay versus Bronson and Braun, unfortunately, because Seth is out
yeah.
or, and I've kind of want, like, I
Dude, there
need,
have been
yeah,
so many rumors floating around that the Seth injury is a fucking work. It's unbelievable. Like I think it's just people want like refusing, like it's like copium. Like people just refuse to accept that somebody so important to the product could actually be out for a substantial amount of time. But like there's just it in my opinion, if that really is true, if the injury really is a work and that they're just using it as like an excuse to keep Seth off TV until SummerSlam where he would cash in on the winner of one of the world title matches, that has got to be one of the worst storylines, one of the worst angles, one of the scummiest booking decisions in probably 15, 20 years at this point.
okay, so I I have to be honest, and I have to own it because I said it in the Discord, and I know somebody probably read it. I know Foster, and I mean this in the nicest way. Foster's good at holding me accountable. Like, oh, John, didn't you say this? So because I know Foster probably saw it, I am going to be honest. I did say that I'm one of those people that thinks it might be a work. Now, my reason for that, the way they've been talking about it is just so different to me because it's like Triple H was very ambiguous about it in his post like Evolution press conference statement about it. Paul Heyman, when he was interviewed on Monday, didn't say shit. Again, very ambiguous about it. It's like normally when it's real and it's extended period of time, you have the talent come out, kind of break kayfabe a bit, or maybe even stay in character and just say this. Like Rhea Ripley did it, Kevin Owens did it. Kevin Owens is in the middle of a fucking feud with Randy Orton, where the whole basis of the story was I dropped this man on his fucking head after he had back surgery. So I am kind of thinking it might be, man. I hate to be that guy because I know it's always been our policy for years. Like, don't really buy into that shit or whatever, but I just have to be truthful. I do have at the very least a toe in the water. I have a toe in the water for
No,
sure.
and you know what?
Yeah.
That's perfectly valid. I don't think there's anything wrong with speculating that, but I do think that it would be extremely fucked up if you turned out to be right about that, and not fucked up on your part. Obviously, you're just trying to
I
predict what's actually going on, but fucked up on WWE's part for sure. Because
I,
like,
I do, yeah, and that's the other thing we need to talk about because I will say I do think you're 100% right. Like
yeah,
that is so tasteless. Like you can do great cash-ins without going this way. Like Naomi, in my mind, has taken over what now is my favorite cash-in of all time. Like I feel like Seth had it for so long, but Naomi's was so fucking perfect, and just everything preceding that was perfect. And like, yeah, just it was lightning in a bottle. It was fucking magic.
yeah,
So, Seth, if you're doing all this, not only is it not going to eclipse Naomi's, who I just think is just running away with it,
mm,
it's also for me going to go down as one of the worst cash-ins, and Baron Corbin can sleep again. You know, it's like, what the fuck are we doing?
yeah. I
Um,
mean that, yeah,
yeah,
like that's just such a scummy move. If it really is a worked injury angle, oh, God, I hate it so much. It's like, you know what? It's funny because I said that it was like the scummiest booking decision in like 15, 20 years. That's not even true. It would just be the scummiest booking decision since they had New Day turn on Big E.
which led to nothing. Oh my god.
It led to a
Um,
tag title run. That's gotta mean something, right, John?
my god, they never had one of those. Oh
Yeah, it
my
wasn't like their
god.
18th one.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ. Shoot me in the fucking face. Um, so yeah, it's probably just gonna be a tag match, Bronson and Braun, because Roman did help Jay up and Jay. It keeps Jay in the main event conversation without getting him in the world title picture, which respect for that, WWE, not immediately like demoting him. That's cool. But of course, why would you? Like, we see the family connection. I love Jay to death, but I mean, let's be honest, definitely benefits when you come from a wrestling family. Um, so yeah, that was the main event segment. And then I guess for me, we could talk about the women, mainly the women's mid card, because we'll save our precious Naomi, not necessarily for last, but I won't talk about her yet. Um, Lyra is going to SummerSlam, and she's going to SummerSlam after having yet another phenomenal fucking match with Bayley. This time, 2 out of 3 falls, and like I know Mark S. Shout out to Mark Shoneman, passionate Bayley fan, diehard Bayley fan. I know he did not care for this booking decision, and rumors, because we have no real journalists, we have gossip rags. So the gossip rags were saying that it was supposed to be Bayley's match at SummerSlam. Maybe that's true. Maybe it isn't. I thought this was a great fucking outing, though. I don't mind that Lyra won, because she did get screwed out of the title. And so she does deserve a rematch. And this is just another just fantastic fucking wrestling match. And I loved the story of Bayley getting more like increasingly desperate over time. And she was clearly working heel. That picture perfect back suplex she hit on the apron at one point. Fucking awesome. And I love the finish. The fucking and the third fall, because they tied it up. Bayley gets the first fall by grabbing the tights. I very clearly saw her grab tights, and I want to thank you and others in the Discord that corroborated that for me, because I thought I saw it. And then when you look at how Bayley wrestled the rest of the match, it's like, yeah, she is not giving a fuck. She is hungry for this fucking match. Then, oh, hey, Wookie, my cat's here, everybody. Oh,
Oh,
my
get her
God.
to meow into the mic so everyone can hear her.
I think she did, but I have Crisp on, so you all got deprived of Wookiee's joy. Have
Wow.
fun with that, not in your lives. Um, so, wow, I'm an asshole. Um, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Lyra. Then Lyra wins the
Bayley,
second fall. Wait, what was that now?
Lyra, and Bayley. Yeah.
Lyra and Bayley, yeah. Lyra wins the second fall. How did she win the second fall, though? I actually forget. Um,
Was it just like a roll up?
Uh, yeah, I think it was a roll. Like Bayley
She
went for
stacked
some
her.
kind of cradle. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lyra stacked the cradle attempt that Bayley went for, like a magistral cradle or something,
Yeah.
and Lyra just hooked the leg, and yeah, she got it. And then Lyra cinches the match because Bayley has a crossface in, and Lyra's about to get to the ropes, and she kicks the ropes off to try and reposition the crossface back in the middle of the ring. And yeah, Lyra is able to shift the positioning and get Nightwing for the 3 count.
Yep.
I thought it was a great finish. I fucking love the way these two work together. I kind of want Lyra to just win the title off of Becky, and then we dovetail to a Lyra Bayley feud, because maybe Bayley beats the shit out of her either post match or like the Raw after SummerSlam. But I worry that Bayley's just going to screw her over and Becky stays champion, which cool. Not really, but cool. Whatever. Do you have thoughts about this match?
Oh, it was fantastic. I loved it, and I'm looking forward to Lyra Becky, I believe 3.
Yes, that would be correct. Actually, technically, by all accounts, it'd be Lyra Becky 4, but in the context of the Intercontinental title, it would be 3. Yes,
I mean, if you want to go back to their NXT days, wouldn't it even be more than 4?
because I think they only had that one match for the NXT Women's Championship.
Oh, wait, really? She didn't get a rematch?
I don't think they did a rematch. No.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, yeah, you're right about the 4 then. Okay. Because I know Lyra defended successfully against Becky at Backlash and then lost it to her at Money in the Bank. And that was like when I'm saying Lyra Becky 3, that was what I was referring to. But yeah, I didn't. First of all, I didn't expect you to include the NXT match, and second of all, I legitimately didn't realize that they only had one singles match in NXT. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Life is funny like that, my friend.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, we'll have to see how they do. And do you think Bayley's gonna betray Lyra at SummerSlam, or do you think she's
I
gonna
do
be
think that
simmering it
that's very
along?
possible. Bayley is definitely leaning heel right now, even if Mark S doesn't want to admit it. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, it really would not surprise me if Bayley did betray Lyra. But here's the thing: I don't think that even if she does betray Lyra, I don't think that she's gonna like be buddies with Becky. I don't think that those two are gonna like buddy up and be cool with each other. I think it's just gonna create more of a very like rigid 3-person dynamic where Becky is like the clear heel, Bayley is more of like a tweener heel, and then Lyra is like the one true baby face. And it's like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense too because we know by now that like Becky, at least if not both Becky and Bayley, are like working their asses off to get Lyra over with the crowd, and it's been working because Lyra is starting to get loud woo chants during her entrance theme. Crowds are reacting more and more to her than they were even 2 months ago. It's incredible.
Dude, I'm so happy for her too.
Yeah.
Because Lyra's wonderful. I
Lyra,
fucking
it's
love her.
funny because like normally when you think about like, oh, they're the chosen one, it's because the booking decided that. It's like, yeah, like, whoever has the pencil, whether it's Triple H now or Vince McMahon back in the day, chose this person and they are going to do everything in their power to get them over. This feels an awful lot like Lyra has been chosen by her peers to be someone that they want to get really fucking over and make succeed.
Yes, yes,
And I love
exactly.
that for her.
Yes. And bro, if she gets this over now, imagine how over she can be when she's able to do the dynamic with Tatum on TV.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
it
dude.
also makes me look forward to another Lyra Io match because I know those two cook every single time.
Dude, you say Lyra Io, and first of all, you are 1000% correct. I mean, your face, hello. But I even said in the Discord after that match, I'm looking forward to another Lyra Roxanne match. I
Oh my
am,
god, yes.
dude, I am chomping at the bit
I
for that
kind
fucking
of like
shit.
part of me does feel kind of bad for Roxanne getting stuck in this weird Judgment Day trying to woo Dom, Lyra, or not Lyra, Raquel tag team gimmick. Like I do feel bad. It feels like it's funny because Lyra is the one that everyone calls Bird Lady, and yet I'm waiting for them to let Roxanne really spread her wings.
Yes. Yes. I think both those women are going to have phenomenal careers, and they're going
Yeah,
to be careers that meet up with each other, hopefully sooner rather than later, because they are fucking magic. So yeah, that's that. What else should we talk about from Raw?
from
Um,
Raw. Let's see. Let me see if I can find something that we haven't talked about yet.
we haven't talked about the opening segment. I don't know if you want to talk about Naomi now or if you want to wait on that. We already
Dude,
did.
she's so good. I love her.
This is her fucking moment right now.
It
Like,
really is. Oh my god, dude. By the way, I wanted to point this out because I don't know if we want to like join the fucking angry mob or if we're gonna like take a back seat and be like, yeah, no, there, as much evidence as there is, maybe this isn't really worth getting riled up about. Apparently, there has been a bit of an angry mob lately over the phrasing of the title of the YouTube video of Naomi's cash in. Because when Tiffany, EO, and Nikki ASH, because Nikki ASH was 2021, when they cashed in, the videos on YouTube of their cash in described it as Nikki ASH becomes Raw Women's Champion. Liv Morgan cashes in Money in the Bank. Io Sky cashes in to become WWE Champion. So Tiffany Stratton this past year cashes in to capture WWE Women's title. And now this year, Naomi cashes in to steal title from Io and Rhea.
in one way, I get it, but she is a heel, and both Io and Rhea were physically fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
So that is an idea that would come to mind. Like, I get it in a way because it's like, oh man, is that a bit coded
I
a
do
certain
I
way?
do
But yeah,
think that
like,
it's an innocent mistake, but like
yeah,
we have enough evidence to know that Triple H is legitimately racist as fuck toward especially against black people and
yeah,
like it's just optics. Like you really just couldn't like how do you not have a PR team looking over this shit to see that you're literally a simple word away from avoiding controversy and you did this.
yeah, yeah. That is fair too. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It's you know what though, like I am just so excited that Naomi is having this moment for herself. Cause I mean, god damn, like it is crazy that I think Io and Rhea are like two of the best women's wrestlers and really just wrestlers overall in the game right now. And Naomi does not look a bit out of place in that ring with them.
Oh god no, she doesn't. She's fantastic.
Because here's the thing, for me, and of course for me, I'm heavily biased and also unhinged. Hi, nice to meet you. How y'all doing? I she is my favorite character of the three. Like
Oh my
Io's
god.
energy is infectious, and she's getting over in that way that I think Daniel Bryan gets over, and that
Yep.
she's really, really fucking good and really, really fucking likable.
Yeah.
Rhea, of course, has the mommy kind of thing going on, but Naomi, I mean, dude, the cackle, the fucking
Well,
cackle, bro.
Naomi's character is the only one that feels like a gimmick out of the three. Like Io, it just feels
Yes,
like she's herself. Rhea feels like maybe herself turned up to 11. And then Naomi is like portraying an actual character, fully invested in it and kicking ass with it. And I love that for her.
Yes. Yes. Abso-fucking-lutely, bro. Yeah, it's really a wonderful time for her. I'm so happy for her because I was already happy the first time she won the title, but this feels like she won the title. Like
Yeah.
she is the champion, you
Well,
know? She's like
I
they're really
don't
getting
even
behind her.
remember her last reign, honestly.
I don't either. I don't
When was
either,
it?
but
Like 2014, 15-ish?
I think it might have been. Yeah, I don't even think you're like overreaching or anything. Yeah, that might have been the case. That is fucking nuts.
Let me see if I can actually find an answer for when her last title reign was, because it just feels like it's been so long. Women's World Championship. Here we go. She, let's see, Naomi. She won it 2017. She held it twice in 2017.
Yeah.
And she actually
Okay.
beat Alexa Bliss for it both times. The first time she won it, she had to vacate it due to a knee injury. And then the second time she held it for almost 5 months and lost it in a six pack. Or no. That was how she won it. She lost it to Natalia at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Natalia was still winning championships 8 years ago, pal.
That is fucking wild.
Oh, that's rough.
But I mean, dude, that triple threat with her, Rhea, and Io that's going to be happening at SummerSlam.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my god, I can't fucking wait for that. And her promo to start Raw to get back to Raw had a quote of the year for both of us where she tells Bianca straight up, Bianca, I
I
didn't
didn't
betray
betray
you.
you, yeah.
I outgrew you.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah.
That
Fucking
was
wonderful.
really rough. That was brutal. Or I'm sorry. No, I was still thinking about the 2017 title reign because I just don't like it. I just don't have good memories of it. But yeah, that line I actually had that in my quotes of the year candidate list in my award sheet for the
Yes.
Bianca I didn't betray you, I outgrow you. That's so good. That's fire.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, let's see. So yeah, and so she did great on the promo again. The cackle. I love that she
Yes,
cackles every promo.
dude.
I
Yeah,
want
the
to. Yes.
cackle is really infectious.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
hard to watch and hear her do that and not want to smile.
Like she was always going to be a plus in the Jimmy Uso column on the Venn diagram, but this work right now, especially,
Yeah.
my dude. I hate you, but I mean, goddamn, you have the best wife in the fucking business. Jesus Christ. Sorry, Seth, but it's true. I fucking love Naomi so much. Holy fucking shit. Um,
Sorry, Javaris too.
yeah. Sorry, Javaris. You know I love you, King, but I mean, come on. You know, like we could just all admit that Naomi again. This
I
is
think
her
even
moment right now.
Javaris, who's married to Julia, would still say Naomi is doing better right now.
Yes, absolutely. Um, so yeah, then Rhea and Io, they both and first of all, Io, first of all, Rhea comes out. That's right, Rhea I think came out first, and she's just being like, because of you, I still have two goals: beating Io and winning the Raw Women's Championship back. And so, Rhea just staring daggers in Naomi because it's like I was so close to achieving both at Evolution, and you stole it from me. And then Io comes out slaying. Oh my god, I loved her look on this Raw. I posted an
Oh yeah,
Elmo fainting emoji in the Discord. I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
and
Lots of
normally I don't think.
people were excited because she had the cheeks on display.
Yeah, dude, I don't normally even think of Io or talk about her that way, but I just had to point out, yeah, her look was fire this week. And then she's like, Rhea, pretty much get in the back of the line. And I love that confidence from Io because she is the former champion, and Rhea didn't beat her.
Yeah,
And yeah, Naomi did pin her with probably the best split-legged moonsault of her fucking career. And so yeah, like the energy of this just feels organic. And Adam Pierce, and I feel like this was Adam Pierce talking like as the legit. I don't know if Adam's his real name, but it just in non-kayfabe, I'll say. When he said like what you guys did was magic. And I think he was excited to announce that triple threat for SummerSlam, and I was excited that he announced it. That should main event night one. Full stop. That should
it
main event
should
the
main
fucking
event
first night.
one of the nights. No, to me, it doesn't even have to be night one. She could main event night two, or they could main event night two, and I wouldn't blink an eye.
I assume that John Cena, Cody Rhodes is going to main event night too, but I agree with
That
your
is
fundamental point.
absolutely what I'm assuming as well. but like subvert our assumption, Papa H.
Ooh, the way you word. Oh my god, that was sexy. That was sexy. All right. So the women are making me pop, and you're making me pop. It's a good day to be me. Um, After this, Roxanne and Raquel, they beat Asuka and Kylie. I really didn't pay too much attention to this match when I was catching up on Raw. I know that they cheated to win because Raquel came in and she gave leverage to Roxanne. So cool. I don't know if that means Kabuki Warriors go to the back of the line, but yeah, that happened. We already talked about 2 out of 3 falls. Oh my God. Easily the worst part of Raw, Nikki Bella versus Chelsea Green. I only mentioned this. I know we've been skipping over
Dude,
bad shit, but that finish was
I felt so bad for both of them. Chelsea for having to put up with this shit, and Nikki because she's the one who fucked up, and I felt bad for her. She instinctively went for her original rack attack setup, which is a torture rack, and Chelsea, being the consummate fucking pro that she goddamn is, grabbed her in a headlock, gave her a few forearms, and basically helped Nikki Bella to correct her own damn self and get her up in a fireman's carry to hit the TKO, which even then, the TKO didn't even look very good. And I do think that that might be at least partially to blame on Chelsea, but like, Chelsea was the MVP for sure for helping Nikki Bella to fix her mistake.
And to give Chelsea some credit, I feel like she was probably just so frazzled from the initial miscue. Like it's hard to get your mind back in the match, I guess. I know it would be for me.
I know
Like if
that
I had a
this
miscue like that,
like
I would
this
collapse.
whole match, I was just telling people how much Chelsea outclasses Nikki as an in-ring worker.
Yeah.
Like Nikki was the crazy thing to me is like Nikki Bella wasn't a good wrestler in an era of bad wrestlers. Like she didn't even stand out then, and now the entire fucking industry has passed her by, and the fucking brass of the company still expect for her to be able to hold her own in the ring with these people. Like no, like Chelsea Green is considered to be like a character wrestler. She's not seen as like a fucking technician or like a workhorse or like a fucking mechanic type wrestler. She is a gimmick wrestler. She's a character wrestler. And even she, being in that role in today's day and age, still outclasses Nikki Bella by so many degrees. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, dude. 1000% agree. I think you hit the nail on the head. I don't even need to add anything else. So let's just move on from that. And then Stephanie Vaquero does help Nikki after the match, which is what led to her even facing Alba Fire on Friday, because
Yeah.
I know we kind of did this backwards. So that's how all those pieces
Yep.
fit together. We we had a funny segment where Adam Pearce pretty much confronts Dom because Dom did take a back fist from Asuka in that tag match. That's how he was kind of able to help. And then Adam is like, "Oh well, Dom, it seems like you're ready to go. So you're scheduled for another medical evaluation next week, and if you're cleared, well then you're going to be set to face AJ Styles at SummerSlam." And then Dom is like, "Oh, no, 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 I'm not going to be cleared. I'm not cleared." And then you see AJ like in
Praying.
the backstage
Down
area
on one knee
praying,
praying.
please God, please God, get him, let him be cleared. And Dom's like, oh, don't listen to him, God, whatever. And he's just like trying to get away from
That
AJ.
popped me so much. Holy shit.
I really do hope that AJ wins Intercontinental because look, I have not hated Dom as IC champion, but it seems like they've really teased AJ finally getting his match, and for Dom to just overcome would feel a bit deflating to me. I'd like to see AJ with that title before he calls it a career because I think either this is his last full year with the company or something's happening. I don't think we're gonna have AJ for much longer. I know he wants to be a dad and go to his kids' softball games and all that shit and study the curvature of the earth and the gay community and just all those Allen things. So, I just want us to really enjoy him while we have him. And so, yeah, I hope he wins at SummerSlam if that match happens, which it seems very much like it's going to. So we'll
Yes.
see.
I'm rooting for him too, but I don't expect him to win.
And pretty much we got a promo from Gunther talking about how he humiliated Goldberg and just looking to SummerSlam. And then Braun and Heyman interrupt, and you know what? I fucking love Gunther for this because he shuts Heyman down immediately. Now Heyman does get his shit in, but Gunther at the start was like, "Well, Mr. Heyman, I really don't care what you have to say." And he started to walk out, and I'm like, you know what? Based. I wish more people would do that to Paul Heyman. Like, not even play the game. The only way to win is to not play. So he starts saying, it's like, Paul, You can have your promo. I'm not going to be here for it. I think you suck. And like, if it was on censored TV, go fuck yourself. And then, go to the back. But yeah, Gunther essentially did that in the politest way possible. And then, Heyman built up Braun. Braun, I thought, looked great in this gauntlet, but CM Punk did win.
I mean,
Punk
yeah,
and
Braun ran the gauntlet until Phil came out and got the dub in one match.
to give a shout out to Sean for the LA Knight elimination in the gauntlet because we know Sean was able to slip some laxatives in the Prime Energy drink that LA Knight drank. I'm sure to get ready for this
Oh.
matchup because he's a mark. So
And
thank you,
let's be
Sean.
real. Also, Sean's help is always appreciated. But let's be real. Braun Breaker was beating LA Knight, diarrhea or not.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he devastated those ribs. How you breathing, asshole? Not well. Yeah, fuck you. So it was great. I honestly, when it comes to people I hate, because I've decided, I've had some really healthy friendships, and I mean, your face has always been so loving to me. I've decided I'm ready to take the next step in my healing and just really be mask off with just the things that give me joy that I know it wouldn't to other people. And when it comes to people that I hate, there's just really nothing better to me than watching a dream die, and just knowing that LA Knight's not going to be challenging for a world title at SummerSlam. I mean, it makes my top hat rise, baby. It makes my top hat rise. Make of that what you will. So CM Punk wins, and I gotta say that doesn't really get me out of bed very much. But I'm sure he'll fail because he's old, and Gunther is just he's superior. So
Yeah.
I have confidence in
For
our
the
champion.
longest time now, I've been saying that I don't think that Seth Rollins is willing to settle for the world title, that he wants to go for everything. He's going to go for the undisputed WWE Championship. But if indeed this injury is just a work, if it is an angle, and the goal is for him to return at SummerSlam to cash in, I 100% expect it to be on this match to prevent Punk from winning a world title.
Yeah. Oh man, and you know what? I do agree with you. I do. He hates CM Punk so much, and that's part of the reason why I thought the whole injury might be a work because they've been so, in my opinion, purposefully ambiguous about it.
Yeah.
And it's just to fuck over CM Punk because CM Punk's probably thinking, well, Rollins is gone. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are taking care of Braun and Bronson. This is my fucking chance.
Yeah.
And then he does it, and then Seth fucking ruins his dream anyway because maybe he even does win the title, but he's not able to keep it. And so, yeah, I again want to come out and say, though, I was totally wrong on every fucking front about SummerSlam. Totally fucking wrong because I thought Naomi would cash in on Jade. That's not happening. I thought Seth Rollins would cash in on Sami Zayn. That sure as fuck isn't happening. That's not even in the realm of possibility now. So yeah, I was just completely wrong. The only prediction I have left for SummerSlam in the chamber is Randy Orton betraying Cody Rhodes. And that still might happen. I'm not taking that off the table, but I mean, who fucking knows? So like we will see.
I
But
mean, yeah,
that was wrong.
Randy's going to betray Cody at some point. The real question is just when.
Exactly. Exactly. And that was essentially Raw, my friend. So that was the week in the world of wrestling. I did watch the AEW in 8 minutes thing. I know you did too. We watched it at separate times because I was working out when you
Yeah.
invited for us to watch it together. This company still sucks. But I'm happy for Hangman though. He seems
Hard.
yes, yes. Um, so yeah, that's essentially it. Unless there's stuff from that video you want to talk about, I really don't. I don't really care about AEW. I just want to like move on. But if you want to talk about stuff, I will indulge because I know there are two people here. So was there anything from AEW
There
that you felt like comment
are.
on?
There are a whole two of us here. Isn't that wonderful and magical?
I mean, because it's your face, yes. But yeah, let's rip this band-aid off if there was stuff you want to talk about AEW because I will indulge, but I want to indulge quickly because fuck this
Well,
company.
I mean, I did watch it. I thought Hangman's promo was fantastic. The theme of his promo was just thanking the people who helped him along the way, and including the people who helped him in the match by basically just preventing the Death Riders from costing him the match.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah,
really good promo. I love the way he built up to thanking Swerve. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Um, Fletcher versus Dorada has been getting a lot of praise from people online, but I have no interest in going out of my way to watch it. The Bucks and Callis family versus Jet Speed, Brody King, and Bandito looked like it was a lot of fun. I fucking love Bandito, and I want to see more from him. I will say one match that I do want to go out of my way to watch that happened over the past weekend was Bandito versus Konosuke Takeshita. I think that got like 5.5 or 5.75 stars from Meltzer, and there are people in the other wrestling server that I am in that you know about, who literally were like, yeah, that's justified. It was that good. So I've got to check that out. There was a
Yes.
four-way women's match between Tekla, Queen Aminata, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale that Tekla won. And there
Yes.
was a moment during that match that I got to see like as like a viral thing where Tekla was throwing horribly like not even attempting to make them look real work punches at Aminata while she had her mount like she was mounting Aminata like she was on top of her and she was like just kind of swinging her arms like windmills, not even really making any attempt to make it look convincing at all. And the camera actually picked up on that, like they actually showed it, and I'm like, so who's really the more at fault here, Tekla for these horrible punches, or the camera for actually showing these horrible punches? Like they're both bad. Um, then we got Okada, I guess, kind of like a squash match, and then he called out Swerve afterwards. Then we had Mark Briscoe, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Hangman versus the Death Riders, and the babyfaces actually won. It feels like the Death Riders are slowly kind of losing their grip of control over the company, and that's definitely a silver lining on this show for sure. But yeah, Dynamite this week looked a lot more good, a lot more bad than good, and I don't regret not watching it at all. Even though I did watch the little 8-minute recap, it still doesn't look very good to me.
Did you do any extracurriculars this week?
No, sir, I did not.
I did. I did. And I'm just going to be very brief
Ooh,
about it. I watched two Perry Saturn matches.
nice.
I watched one against Triple H on Sunday Night Heat, I think in 2000,
Mm,
and then another Sunday Night Heat matchup against Mike Bell. If anybody knows the career of Perry Saturn, you know about the Mike Bell incident. I learned about it. Actually, I went down the weirdest Perry Saturn rabbit hole this week
really?
because, like, so yeah. First off, I watched the match with Triple H, as you know. Uh, I found out that him and Triple H actually were trained by Killer Kowalski both. They were actually students together.
I knew that
And
Triple H was trained by Kowalski, but I don't know. I did not know that Saturn was.
in fact, not only were they students together, Triple H was a fan of Saturn's work. He liked Perry. He actually advocated for Perry to get a push, at least to the
That makes
Intercontinental title.
sense, given that they were trained by the same guy.
Yeah.
He's like,
What
damn,
ruined
this
that
guy works like me. He's great.
what ruined that push for Perry was the Mike Bell incident. Now, I'm gonna pull our fans here because I'm assuming for you it's a no, but of course you can speak up and correct me
Oh
if
no,
it's
I
not the
have no
case.
clue what this Mike Bell incident's about. I definitely need to know
Okay,
about it.
so I'm curious if anybody in our Discord knows or in the audience right now knows this incident. If not, that's okay because I'm gonna walk you through it. So they have a match, and this is when Perry Saturn. This was before Moppy and the whole weird thing. Although I think Moppy came shortly afterwards as punishment. Um, Now the first like minute or so of this match, Super Bowl, the whole story is fucking tragic when you look at to when you look far into the future because Perry Saturn really got hooked on drugs. I saw more recent interviews with him. I think he's only 58, but he looks 78. He looks like shit. Mike Bell is dead. I don't know how long ago he died, but he died from a huffing overdose. The wrestling business is fucking dark, y'all. It really fucking is. But no, this match, they have it. First minute's fine. At one point, I think there was a miscommunication between Saturn and Bell because I think Saturn thought that he was going to take like a hip toss bump. And Mike Bell, I think, went for an arm drag. And so Saturn took a weird bump on his head and neck. And it looked a bit nasty. I was a bit worried for Saturn, but then Saturn goes the fuck off on Mike Bell. He shoots on him. He shoots on him. He beats the crap out of him. Now, you know when a guy gets tossed out of the ring, mainly they'll take a back bump, right? So
Yeah,
it looks nasty, but you know it's safe.
yeah.
Dude, he throws Mike Bell out of the ring. He falls on his fucking head and that like out of the ring. It was I
Damn.
oofed about it. I'm like, fuck. Saturn then picks him up like double leg and drives him into the steel steps. And now he claimed in one of the shoot interview shows that was really popular in the early 2000s. It was either You Shoot or something. It was that guy that does like the grab bag and
Sean
stuff like
Evans.
that.
Or no, that's Hot Ones. Never mind. I don't remember the guy's name.
Yeah, yeah. He's actually one of the better ones. I do like him. This isn't a diss me not remembering his name. I just genuinely don't remember his name. But they were watching the match, and Saturn claims that he did that spot in every match. I don't know about that, Chief. because that looked ugly. That spot. Either he did that spot really well and it got a reaction out of me when I feel like I've seen everything, or no, this was just him continuing to shoot because he seemed like he drove his back hard into those steel steps, like low to the ground too. Like it was nasty. Then he gets him in a tree of woe, and he does kind of the spot where like you go to the outside of the ring while your opponent's in the tree of woe inside the ring, and you grab him by the neck from outside and you pull the neck. And Terry, to her credit, she she like grabs Saturn seemingly in character, like she's kind of like loving on him. But I think she's telling him, yo, dude, like chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
Um, Saturn gets back in the ring. He does a brainbuster. Now, here I'm thinking this is the finish. Mike Bell, who I'm assuming at this point is fucking concussed, actually kicks out. And I'm like, fuck. Because if you just didn't kick out, that probably would have been better for you. Saturn continues to beat the fuck out of him until finally, like he gets a super kick, I think, and then some other maneuver, and he gets the win. And then Terry, she comes in, and to celebrate with Saturn, she kicks Mike Bell out of the ring. Again, in character. Terry was a consummate pro in this. I really have to give her props. Um, I think because she was protecting Mike Bell both from himself and from Perry Saturn.
Right.
Because I won't even blame Mike Bell too much. Because again, I believe the dude was fucking concussed. And then apparently Perry gets to the back, and Vince is just tearing him a new one. He's like, "You got a fucking problem. You handle that shit in the back. You don't go on my television product and do that shit." Like Vince was livid. And so yeah, I think that's why. If anybody was ever wondering why Perry Saturn had the fucking weird mop gimmick with Moppy and all that stuff when he was part of a legit fucking faction in the Radicals, I think this was the incident that killed his career. Like, because again, he had an advocate in Triple H and stuff like that, but he took liberties in that ring. Now, do I think it was a good spot that Mike Bell did? No, but I think Mike Bell was very green at the time. And like,
Well,
you're the vet.
apparently the thing is, I actually went and I looked it up to find it while you were talking. It looks
Yeah.
to me like all that happened was a simple miscommunication where Mike Bell wanted to do an arm drag and Saturn took it like a snapmare. And
Yeah.
because Bell's like shoulder wasn't there to help prop Saturn up on the snapmare bump, Saturn landed weird on his like head and neck area and decided that it was Mike Bell that did this on purpose, and he went into full like fight or flight mode and decided he was going to beat the shit out of this guy.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
also like I do think that the bump on the outside where he threw him out of the ring was unintentional, but that stair spot was fucking brutal. That
Dude,
I think
right?
that was
Right?
what concussed the guy because he got him up in like that like I'm gonna like drive you into the corner position, but instead of actually driving him back first into the stairs, he went low and the dude's back of his head hit the stairs. That looked horrible.
Dude, since you're watching it, you'll be able to call out Perry's bullshit with me because when he's watching it back again on that one podcast,
Yeah.
um when he's watching back on that one podcast, he said, "Oh, I threw him out of the ring to cool off." But like he pursues him clearly. Like he throws him out, and then like 2 seconds later, he's out of the ring back on him. That's not time to cool off. You want
Yeah.
to cool off. You throw the guy out of the ring. Maybe you taunt a little. Maybe you bring Terry into the ring, and you can kind of have her love on you, and maybe like
Yeah.
whisper to her, like, "I need to calm down." Did you see what that fucking dude did? It's like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like
Perry, just
the video I'm
keep calm.
watching, he throws Bell out of the ring at 227
Yeah,
and he is already out there grabbing him by 238. So 11 seconds.
that's not enough to cool off to me. Nah,
And then that
like,
was when he picked him up and he drove him fucking back of his head into the steel steps. That looked horrible.
yeah, that was one of
I
the
mean, dude, we
nastiest spots I've
know
seen in a
how
minute.
difficult the steel steps are to move off their fucking point, like move away from where they are.
Yeah.
Saturn drove this dude's head into the steel steps so hard that the top half of the steps flew away and almost hit the barricade. It was horrible.
Wanted to check out more of Perry Saturn's work because he was one of the radicals that I know the least about.
Yeah,
I've probably watched even more Dean Malenko matches at this point than Perry Saturn matches,
right.
but that incident kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know if I want to now. Because yeah, that steel step spot, man, that made me shudder. Like
Yeah.
I felt that from space and time.
That was bad.
Um
That was really
so
bad.
so yeah, once again, I did extracurriculars this week and we had a little
And
impromptu discussion.
well, and dude, here's the
Um
thing too. I also it's really interesting to me too because Perry protected Bell on the brainbuster. He could have ended his fucking career right then and there, but he protected him.
yeah.
And that
Yeah.
happened after everything else. And it's like, did Perry think like, okay, well, you got your receipt now, so we can go back to working?
Yeah. And then Mike Bell's just like, tell that to my concussion. Jesus
Mike
fucking
Bell's
Christ.
like, oh, okay, teacher, I'll try and learn better.
Oh my God. And again, it just like Perry had really bad drug problems. Mike Bell fucking died from a huffing overdose, I guess brain damage from that. And I don't even know how Terry's doing, but apparently nobody in that situation has lived a good life since. And again, the
I
wrestling
know that
business is
there
just
was
a
a
very,
point in time within the last decade, I would say, that Terry Runnels was like randomly kind of reviving her relevance by just being really sweet to people online on Reddit and stuff. Like she did
yeah,
like an AMA on Reddit, and that led to her like because she had a Reddit account at that point, she would just kind of fucking hang out on Reddit and actually like comment on shit on Reddit. And it was like, damn, this is like a celebrity from when I was a younger, just being like a normal person interacting with people on Reddit. It was kind of cool, but obviously that's not going to last super long because she's still pretty fucking busy with like all of the cons and the signings and the fucking autograph, pictures and stuff like that.
tangential to that. Do you remember that period where it seemed like Buff Bagwell was having a renaissance because he was having these really based internet takes, only for it to come out that that wasn't even Buff Bagwell behind that account, and the real Buff Bagwell was like a right wing piece of shit. And like I know, like I'm sympathetic because like he lost a leg recently, he had to have that amputation. But like, yeah, it just reminds me of when Buff Bagwell people were like, "Yeah, Buff's the stuff. He supports gay and trans rights." No, the fuck, unfortunately, he does not. Um,
Yeah, well, and speaking of Buff Bagwell, actually, there's another thing that's kind of relevant. Buff Bagwell recently got a leg amputated.
yeah, yeah, exactly,
It got
exactly.
posted in the
Uh,
Discord. Yeah, it was a Maven video. Apparently, Maven has a YouTube channel, and Maven,
yes,
yeah, recorded a video of himself with Buff Bagwell during Bagwell's journey to get this leg amputated. It's kind of crazy.
yes, yes. So yeah, that was my extracurricular stuff. I'm sorry to bring down the mood, everybody, but yeah, that
No, I
happened.
mean honestly,
Uh,
congratulations on doing extracurricular. I just
2 weeks
haven't
in a row.
bothered. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Look at me. Oh,
Slammiversary might be an extracurricular for me. I might peep that tomorrow.
I I might try. I'm really excited for my Sunday because you already know that I
Yeah,
got my like chores done and shit. So I
yeah.
might, want to just read all day. But I might peep that triple threat, like, because I really think Mike Santana is winning the title. So
I really
we'll
hope so
see.
for sure. Yeah. But hey, I
But
think we're done here, other than the Q and A
yeah.
and the high spots, low shots.
And also, I know I was just like, look at me, like praising myself, but also literally like my face. Who wouldn't want to, right? Like,
Obviously.
thank you. Thank you. I needed that. All right. So now let's open up the forum for questions. Anybody that has questions about this week in the world of wrestling, talk to us, y'all. We got you.
It's time for questions, baby. Alex Foster, for the first time, maybe ever, is our first question. He said, "Should Tony get a new family when he gets called up?" Tony D'Angelo, I'm assuming.
First of all, Foster, big fan of you and your face. Second of all, I think so. I
Didn't we
think
get this question on a Q and A or something where
I
I like went into this whole thing of like picking out people for Tony D to have as his new family when he gets called up?
I believe you did. I wish you could remember the names that you chose because I
Oh,
don't.
yeah, I
And
don't either. I don't either.
but But yeah, I mean, listen, Stacks was a little baby back bitch. I would keep Rizzo personally because I really like Rizzo, but that's just me. And I would start fresh. I mean, once a mobster, always a mobster. I mean, he's not Joe Pesci. And really, really, I should say this to Tony D while we're on the subject. 'Cause I didn't say this during NXT. Tony, I'm sorry. Here I was, and look, I'll own it 1,000% again.
You were
This is
unfamiliar
the
with
new
his
me.
game.
I was unfamiliar with this game, and like I said, this is a new me. This is a healthier me, healthier in the sense that I'm just going to own my shit now and not worry about social consequences. I mean, to be frank, you a bitch. I thought you were the Joe Pesci in your own mom movie, and you aren't. You aren't. You were very clearly the Robert De Niro the whole time, and that wow, wow. I mean, smack my ass.
What an
So
upgrade.
yeah, I mean, hey, I mean, I love Joe Pesci as an actor, but I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
low key facts.
Pesci's awesome, but from like an in-universe standpoint.
Universe, that
He
dude's not
went from
real.
getting whacked to doing the whacking.
Dude, I know, and good for you, Tony. Good for you. But yeah, I'd get a family, and I would definitely get a family that would have somebody to be your Joe Pesci buffer to make sure that you continue to not be the Joe Pesci in your own mom movie. But we'll see how that works out for you. But I think he should, Foster. I think him just as a singles guy without gravitating to anybody would feel weird, So I say yes. And clearly, Ashton already picked out members on a past Q&A, and unfortunately, neither one of us can remember, but he's also a yes, more or less. So there we go. Super Blue. Oh God. Oh my God. Two back-to-back Super Blue questions, and I'm not really thrilled about either of them. But here we go. How do you feel about Yoshihashi beating Shingo Takagi in 3 minutes in the G1? I think New
Ambivalent.
Japan is a fucking disgrace.
Damn, you still feel things about New Japan? That's crazy. I'm completely ambivalent about it. I really don't give a shit.
Um, you know what? You're so right. Like, why would I waste time feeling even negatively about New Japan when I can just exert that energy feeling even more positively about your face? You
The
know what?
only the
Thank
only
you.
feelings that I experience when I think about New Japan is longing and yearning for the past because the current product is so garbage that I don't have any interest in it at all. And I don't really feel anything when they do goofy shit like that because frankly, it's par for the course. There's nothing really exciting or new or even really even all that upsetting about it other than just I wish we could just like rewind the clocks by a decade and experience 2015 New Japan all over again.
You know, I've caught myself recently reminiscing and longing for those days too. Like you and I are live reacting to a stellar fucking transcendent New Japan match.
Yeah.
Just you, me, and the gang, and the
Yeah.
world not feeling as on fire as it does right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, fuck.
Second half of the 2010s was, I would argue, the greatest moment in time in pro wrestling history.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everything just came
Lucha
together at once.
Underground existed. NXT was absolute fire. New Japan was absolute fire. WWE was hit and miss as always, but they had some great moments there. I mean, yeah, the second half. I mean, fuck. If we count this 2019 as the second half of the 2010s, which it obviously is part of, AEW began, and it was before it went to shit.
Yes, exactly. I'm like, dude, just fucking magical time. Fucking magical
Truly,
time.
truly, COVID literally just ruined everything.
And then Super wants us to preview and predict TNA Slammiversary.
I
Okay.
have the
Oh.
card pulled up.
Let's do this.
The pre-show: Steve Macklin, Jake Something, and Mance Warner versus Real One, which is Enzo, Zilla Fatu, and Josh Bishop.
I'm gonna go Steve Macklin's team.
Agree. The Elegance brand versus the Inspiration. The Elegance brand is Ash by Elegance and Heather by Elegance. Inspiration is the Iconics.
Iconics.
Yeah, agree. Then we get to the main card. Uh, Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell with nothing on the line.
Just because TNA did a horrible thing even hiring her in the first place, I'm gonna go Tessa for the win.
Agree. Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. I don't think there's anything on the line for this either.
I'm gonna go Ali because you already know my trajectory. Like I think this is gonna be a big win for him because he made it a big deal by saying I've never beaten you. I think he does, and I still believe he's gonna be in that world title contention. So for logic's sake, for my logic's sake,
Right.
Ali.
I agree that Ali's probably going to win, but I also don't know anything about the story. Dark State versus Matt Cardona, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards, and Dango.
I'm hoping Dark State. Honestly,
Dark
part of
State
me thinks
has to win here.
I'm God. I hope you're right. So I'm going Dark State just out of principle.
All right. Let's talk about the X Division. Moose defending against Leon Slater.
I think Moose retains. Isn't he like on track to being the longest reigning X Division champion ever? I thought I
I
read
don't
that somewhere,
know. He
right?
might be. You would know that better than me because I don't really check in on this stuff at all.
I don't know. I wouldn't go that bad, but I mean, yeah, I thought I read something, so I'm just gonna go Moose.
I'm going to find out a definitive answer here for us real quick. Um, let's see. Longest reign, X Division history. Yeah, Austin Aries is the current longest reign in X Division history. He held it for 298 days. And Moose is currently in second place behind him at 264 and counting.
He's retaining. He's
Yeah,
totally retaining. Yeah,
yeah,
that
they're
if
gonna
I
wipe
wasn't even sure
Aries
before.
off the record books for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
yeah. So then let's talk about the four-way tag team ladder match for the TNA World Tag Titles. The Nemeths versus the Hardys versus the Rascals versus First Class.
I'm gonna
And for
go. Wait, who are
context,
the
the
incumbent
Nemeths are the tag champs.
with the Mets to retain? Because I mean, I said not even once, but TNA has been hitting that pipe something fucking fierce. So
You know
I'll go
what?
with the Mets.
I am going to make an LOL TNA pick and say the Hardys win here.
You know what? I respect it. Okay.
So then we've got winner takes all. We knew about this. Knockouts Championship versus NXT Women's Championship. Masha versus JC.
TNA has already shown a willingness to put their world titles on NXT talent. I think because they know eventually they will just get the ball back.
Yeah.
So while I would love for it to be a draw and no titles change hands, I just have to agree with your pessimism and your read of the situation given NXT with Masha pinning JC, that
Yeah.
JC now is going to win both titles. And
I
then her
agree.
ego is going to be through the roof. And if they do that, and again, I already gave JC credit for being a solid wrestler, so I don't think this is a hypocritical statement because I also think in his time, even though he's still wrestling, but when he was actually good, that he was a solid wrestler. This feels very much like Chris Jericho's undisputed championship reign to me, in the sense that like you're against guys that everybody's expecting you to lose, so you're not really seen as a threat, and you're not even really seen as that big of a deal, but you're eking out the wins anyway. Only to lose on like a big stage to somebody that you know was always gonna like win. Yeah, it just has a similar vibe to me. So yeah, she's gonna win this, and then I don't even know who she drops it to on either side, the NXT Women's title or the TNA Women's title, but we'll see. Or the knockouts, I guess, to formally label it. But yeah, JC to win. JC to win.
And then the only match left: Trick Hendry Santana TNA Championship. I think we agree that Santana is winning here, or at least we're hoping that he does.
Yes. Yes, Santana,
All
yes.
right, there's your
Okay.
P&P.
Which this is from Alex Foster. With Sheamus and Rusev having a rematch, do you guys think Otis will be back at some point with Rusev taking him out? I hope so.
I
I love
hope
me some
he
fucking
helps Rusev or hopes Sheamus win this.
definitely.
That would be
Definitely.
beautiful.
I want Otis to get more of a singles push, damn it. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
advocating for this guy for so fucking long.
And
Again, it's
rightfully,
me.
goddamn so, too.
Yeah, I mean, thank you, King. But I mean, yeah, it's just weird coming from me again. But Otis is talented, and I stand talent, damn it. Or at least I try to. Sometimes I miss, but what can you do? Um, Super Blue, how do you feel about Drake cheating to retain his Evolve title? Okay, so you must have come to the show late because we already kind of talked about this. I actually put this issue out on Front Street. I said I didn't like it. I wanted Drake to beat Lindsay straight up because he's 21 years old and really fucking talented. I wanted him to really like shove in everybody's face. I am the future of the business. Fuck you. All right. Crawl back into your mother and maybe try to be born again as somebody even nearly as good as me. You can't. You never will. Suck it. But that didn't happen because they played entrance music at one point and then they had Ricky Smokes. And so, yeah, I didn't like it, Super Blue. And Ashton even said he really doesn't even remember much of the match or wasn't even like that attentive, which was crazy to him because he knows they're both talented in the ring. It just must not have clicked for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I
Again,
do
we
agree with you, too, that, like, I like Lindsay Dorado, but, like, they literally just brought this dude back within the last,
yeah.
like, half a year. And like, prior to that, they had fired him, and he was not here for years. And then you bring him back, and it's like, this is the exact type of situation where you would expect for someone the caliber of Jackson Drake to just get the clean win and move on. Because, like, since when is WWE concerned about protecting Lindsay Dorado's credibility?
Yeah, dude, like this was the kind of booking I'd expect if Jackson Drake was staring down the barrel of Keanu Carver or like a built up Jamar Hampton or
Yes.
something like that. Like, which, by the way, Evolve, you should build up Jamar Hampton.
Oh my
Dude's
God, yeah.
fucking
He's
beast.
fantastic.
Yeah. So, but Lindsay, again, good wrestler, great dude. I even met Lindsay once. Got to talk to him. Really down to earth, funny dude. But like, yeah, he's not Keanu Carver. He's not. He doesn't have that build like Jamar Hampton. So like, why all of this? I didn't agree with it. So yeah, that was answering that question, Super Blue. Then Super Blue again saying, "Do you think Roman will say he's sorry on Raw?" No,
No.
no. It's fucking Roman Reigns. That dude. I don't even know if sorry's in his vocabulary. Any other questions, y'all? Because I am definitely ready to take this home. I'm actually surprised we went this long, but I guess when the wrestling is good, we do tend to go a bit longer. And it was more of a solid week than bad. So going once, going twice, going three times. All right, yeah, we're wrapping this up. All right. Oh, what is Jensen supposed to do when he Evolve? Well, he wants to go after the world title, but he will fail. In fact, thank you for even running that, Super Blue, because he is so forgettable that Ashton and I didn't even talk about that in our initial Evolve review.
No, no. I didn't forget that he was there. I just chose to not acknowledge it because fuck him.
That's hot. But yeah, he's gonna try and go after the title. He will fail. That's what he does. He's a failure. So I'm not worried about Jackson Drake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about Vanity Project because they're better looking than everyone else, and that's all that matters. So yeah, all
Well,
right. With
one of them
with
is.
that,
Jackson Drake is. The other guy is not so much.
yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. let's be careful to say things that we can't take back.
Are
But
you serious? I
yeah,
mean, we literally had this like meme going on that fucking Brad Baylor looked like Gary from Team America World Police.
okay, I did not co-sign on to that. Okay, and I was secretly working on a lawsuit with David Otunga for that for the slander. But okay, if you just want to put all the business out on Front Street, fine.
And let's
No,
also be real, he's the better looking of the two members of Swipe Right.
I think you and I have been doing really well lately. So I don't know why you're doing this right now. I really just want. I'm just like swallowing the how dare you that I want to give you right now. What the fuck are you doing right now?
You can
Uh,
say how dare you all you want. I'm just putting my opinions out there.
I never thought I'd say this to you, but if you thought about maybe not doing okay, corpse. Okay, we gotta move on here. High spots, slow shots. Um, low shot this week. There's genuinely a lot to pick from. You know what? I'm gonna say my low shot Solo Sikoa. Because not only is he gonna find himself in a steel cage with Jacob Fatu, he got arrested,
Yeah,
and he didn't
finding
even milk the
yourself in a
moment.
steel cage with Jacob Fatu is a fate nobody should ever wish upon anyone, including their worst enemies, other than maybe conservatives.
Exactly. See, you get it. You get it. Your opinions are back on track. Um, it was a rough week for Solo, and he didn't even milk it by saying, "You can't do this to me. I'm Solo Sokoa," which would have gotten a mega pop for me to the point where I wouldn't have even considered him because why would I? But no, he didn't do it, so I can't. So he has to go on the list. Sorry, Solo. You're my low shot this week. What about you, bud? Who's your low shot?
My low shot is SmackDown's tag division because three actually established tag teams from SmackDown's tag division went into that four-way match against a thrown together team of Andrade and Phoenix, and they fucking lost.
Yeah, I mean, facts, facts.
And I'd also just like to add, even when SmackDown's actual tag teams are succeeding, they are just not interesting to me, other than the Street Profits. Street Profits, and now, yeah, Andrade and Phoenix are like the only two tag teams that I really give a shit about on SmackDown.
Yeah, I'd rather watch Kurt Angle getting to know his son better before I watch any of the SmackDown Tag
See, now
Division
you
as it
made
is
me
right
miss
now.
American Alpha too. So that's just yet another tag team that we don't have on SmackDown right now that makes the division worse.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, Hunter. And just life. Fuck. Um, Honorary high spot again, Sean. For anybody that kept up in the Discord again, he sabotaged LA Knight's chances. Him and Braun Breaker's Spear were a phenomenal team. So honorary high spot, Sean. Plus he spanked Jimmy Uso in a fucking Venn diagram. Wasn't even fucking close. Jimmy Uso's a mark and just
Mm.
just not try. But whatever. Actual high spot though. You know what? Just because I fucking loved the match this week, I'm gonna say high spot Lyra Valkyria. She she was tremendous. I know Evolution was part of this week, so we maybe could also consider that and what we dip into for a high spot, which really increases our options. And I know there is one really deserving woman, but like Lyra is
I
just
got
such a
it
wonderful
covered,
technical
bro. She's
wrestler.
gonna be mine.
There you go. Lyra is just such a wonderful technical wrestler, and her and Bailey just do not miss. Her and Bailey or Rhea and Io. I need one of these pairs to have a 60-minute Iron Woman match. I want it. I think Io and Rhea would be the better pair personally. But yeah, let's fucking go. Come on. I want to see that work rate match. Come on. This is the one time I'm asking for it, right? Like yeah, like fuck, she's so good. So yeah, Lyra's the high spot, and your high spot is
Oh, it's gonna be Io Sky. Just kidding. It's Naomi. Naomi's
yeah.
fantastic. She won the world championship this week. She had a great post Evolution press conference where she cackled at least once, and then she also cackled again on Raw. And her promos have been fire. Like Naomi is the queen of the world right now, and I love her.
With how much I exalt your face and how much I find things inferior to it, Naomi can stay. I feel like the excellence of your face, like Naomi, matches that excellence. I really do. That's huge. That's fucking huge.
Damn.
Like she is owning it right now.
I
And
mean, for
like
you to say that, I mean, she's got to be doing some really special stuff, and I definitely think she is for sure.
I mean, normally I would think when it comes to us, the step down from us, the rest of humanity is fuck. It's a sinkhole, which my grandmother once laughed about when she asked me what a sinkhole was. It was very endearing and a bit unnerving. But Naomi, no, she's the exception. I'm like, you know what? She's fucking cool. I mean, I definitely, I would love to hang out with her, practice my cackle with her. you know? And I know that'll never happen, so that's just a dream deferred. But I'm just very happy that she's women's world champion. It looks great on her. So way to go, Naomi.
The
And that
only
is
temperature that you can't use to accurately describe Naomi is lukewarm because she's hot, she seems really warm, she's really cool, and she's cold as ice all at the same time.
that. You know what? I don't even deserve to do the outro. That was fucking amazing, but I will mainly so that you don't have to, because you should just get your flowers, fam. That was fantastic. All right, this has been the weekend review. I'm John. That's my coordinate commentary. This is TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. Be sure to click the like button as you file out, subscribe to the bell notifications so you don't miss any of that. We're going to check out everything we're involved in Industry Box. Follow us on Blue Sky and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast and all the IWC. And we will see you guys again. I think we're in a good place now, finally, right? With like catching up on Stardom and everything else. I wonder if they got
Yeah,
that
we should be
17th
able to
show up.
do one of each of Marigold and Stardom this week.
Yeah, are we thinking Monday Gold Tuesday or Wednesday?
I don't know. I'll have to look up. You know what? Why don't I do that right now? I'll look up their schedule.
Stardom still doesn't have the 17th show up. Was the 17th a pay-per-view by any chance? That's
I
a bit
really
concerning.
hope not, but it seems likely if it's not up yet. Oh
Might have
yeah,
been. They might be.
Marigold has a lot of shows that are going to be going up. So if we want to just do those on Tuesday, that works. And
Tuesday at
let
5?
me, yeah, Tuesday at 5. Yeah. Let me look up Stardom, the 17th show. Let's see here. Let me look it on Cage Match. Actually, that's easier. Here we go. No, it doesn't look like it was a pay per view.
That's a
Huh.
relief. Tell them to get the fucking let out.
Yeah, no, it just says that it was an event. It doesn't say that it was a pay per view. So maybe it'll be up by Thursday. Maybe.
Maybe it will. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe your face will suck. You also notice how I said something that's not going to happen? I have no faith in Stardom whatsoever.
There
Get
are
your
also
shit
two
together.
more shows coming up on the 21st and 24th, and the 24th show is a Korakuen show.
Oh,
And
that's going to be
then
stacked.
it gets worse because then the next show after that is a pay per view because it's the first day of the 5 star, and we're gonna have to wait a while for that.
Oh, yippee. Fuck.
I'm very tempted to pay a visit over to that wonderful website, Extreme Wrestling Torrents, and just make sure that we can watch that show in a timely manner so we don't have to wait weeks to watch the 5 star.
Upness.
What?
All right. Well,
I didn't
we'll
hear what
see
you
what
said
happens,
there.
guys.
I think
But
Chris fucked with it.
I said making a delicious noise, and then I said promptness, us
Yeah.
being prompt with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, all right, guys, you can expect Multi Gold Reactions Tuesday at 5. After that, it's anybody's fucking guess. I don't know. We're
Mm-hmm.
old, we're tired, and wrestling is run by children. Thanks for the quote, Phil, you
Well,
fucking mark.
to be clear, wrestling is run by capitalists, which is far worse than if they were just run by children.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in and peace out.